All right, we're quarantined, boys.
Oh boy.
We're going to be psychopaths tonight. If you guys can hear us, fine. Let us know in the chat. We are watching it. We're going to do some fun stuff here. This is going to be a longer episode, so I hope you're buckled in and ready to go. We have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 beers
Amongst three guys.
And one of them is a crowler can.
There we go. All right.
Didn't call it a growler can.
Yeah.
So we have a lot here. We'll kind of break it down as we go. Happy quarantine, everyone. I hope everyone's staying safe and practicing social distancing. We have enough beer here that we can't get sick. I think it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
If not, we have
double check that
beer
mic
for that. So
up. Oh,
right.
So I know what it is. Hold on.
Okay.
How's that?
Try now.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we are.
All right.
All right, hold on. We're gonna do something real quick. Just give us 1 second. Some technical difficulties.
Oh no.
Over here? Are we in? Come on. hit the
Are
button.
we in?
All right,
That
now
is
we're good.
All
So
right.
we have
Awesome.
not done a live on Facebook one in a long time. When the show first
Yeah.
started, we did this, and then we switched everything over to YouTube. But because we're trying to get our name out there and let more people know about our podcast, we're gonna go live on Facebook tonight. We have our newest member at the table tonight. We'll let you do your little intro in a second here. But if you do want to follow us, this will go live again on Facebook later on. On YouTube later on. I think this will be like episode 53 or 54. So we have a few in the
About
pipe.
that, yeah.
We'll use this as like a burner episode.
Indeed.
So we do have, if you go on our Facebook page, we do have a shop now button. If you want to go buy some cool merch, there's t-shirts, hoodies, pillows, blankets, everything pretty much. If you name it, it's pretty much
Stuff
on there.
and things. Always.
And the more we sell, we hit higher goals, and then we can unlock more items like hats. I really want hats and pins.
Hats would be cool.
Yeah, hats would be fantastic.
I want the ugly fuck onesie bathing suit.
Yeah.
Where it's all of our heads and
We'll
all
get into the
goofed
ugly
up,
fuck
yeah.
thing. But yeah, we have a lot of beers. But while we're going on that, let people know who you are, and we'll get into that.
All right. Hey, guys. I'm Steve, one of the newest members of Bangin Beers. I just used to do a really quick one beer review video log, and
Got a lot of
sort
steam.
Came in with
Yeah.
met Anthony, and sort of we're gonna parlay that into Bangin Beers.
Yes, I kind of. I'm a wrestling fan, so I'll kind of use that as a reference. I kind of Vince McMahon did. I was like, you know what, this guy's good. But I didn't see this competition. I was like, man, he lives a couple blocks away, and we see each other all the time. Like, I want him a part of the team. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I know you have your thing, but you want to kind of bring your thing to our thing? And he's like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
so
I was already following Bangin Beers, so I was like, it was a perfect marriage, really.
Yeah, we actually did
damn.
the one video.
Yeah.
He actually was wearing his Bangin Beers t-shirt.
All right.
That's true. I was.
Yeah,
That's correct.
So it was really
Yep.
cool. So here's we have a huge lineup. I can't really go over them all in my head
It's
right now.
a hodgepodge mix.
But there's a lot of
everything.
everything going on.
A lot
There's
of big beers, too.
One beer on this. Am I vibrating?
You are vibrating. I took
It
my.
is not me.
It might have been me.
Yeah, that's all right though. So
I'm
there's
nervous
one
about
beer
it.
on this list that we have had before, and that's going to be the beautiful Trauma.
Yes, it is.
Trauma by Rotunda.
And this is the stout that made Tony fall in love with stouts just in general because it did not taste like coffee.
It did not make me fall in love with stouts, but it definitely was a stout I enjoyed. I have a hard time with stouts. They all taste like coffee to me.
Right.
So it's tough. So there's a lot of stouts here on this table, so you're going to see me probably get grossed out for a few of them, but that's always funny. So we'll go with the first one here. This one's called Glob.
Galaxy Glob.
Galaxy Glob. Who brought this one?
This is mine from Imprint.
Imprint. We do a lot of Imprint beers. Where's Imprint out of, Ben?
Imprint is in Hatfield.
So you're going to take the reins for all of the
Beers that I brought?
no, for the Untapped stuff tonight, because I'm going to watch
Okay,
the chat
sure
in
thing.
my phone.
Sure thing. Absolutely. So Galaxy Glob.
Are you on Untapped?
I am on Untapped.
What is your name on Untapped? Let the people know.
You know, I don't even remember.
You don't know?
You don't even remember?
Mine,
Yeah.
if you do have
What is
Untapped
it?
and you want to add us, mine is Banging
Let's see.
Beers Podcast Anthony, and then Ben is Cold Wolf
35.
35. Such a weird name. You should.
Oh, cut it
Oh, yeah.
out.
Of course. And mine is Spy of America.
Spy
All one
America.
word.
SPIV America.
America.
America. We can do pretty nice pours tonight because it is only us.
A nice bulb.
And I
on
need
the
as much
bulb.
beer as I can because I have a hard time sitting because my back is messed up. So
Oh, man.
that'll help out.
So just to give everybody an idea, Galaxy Glob is a New England IPA by Imprint. All Galaxy Hazy IPA, and it's a 6.2 ABV.
6.2 Galaxy. I'm a fan of Galaxy hops. I think
Love Galaxy.
Maybe my favorite type of IPA hop when it comes to that. If you're in the chat right now and you are listening, I normally don't do this. I don't play into the chat, but you guys are here for us tonight, and I appreciate you following along. What are you guys drinking? I know Brett said he has one. Brett is also a member of the Bangin Beers podcast team, and he also helps run the Keg Stand in Monte City, which is a fantastic place. And if you want to get beer and it's close, I'm guaranteeing you they're always open. Always.
Indeed.
Any holiday, anything.
They are considered essential.
They are. They 100% are essential. I'm actually going there tomorrow to pick up that Peach IPA by Evil Genius.
Yes.
Ooh, that's going to
be my quarantine beer, and I'm going to play a lot of PlayStation and Xbox over these next couple of days. And Animal Crossings, which just came out, so... All right.
I always think of like that first game when you play that little bit of the piano. It's like...
That smells fantastic.
Oh, I know. I was like, wow.
All right, so if this is your first time watching, because we are on Facebook, welcome. Oh, Jen, another member of the podcast team. She helps run the Facebook page. We have a Broken Heel. Zach's drinking Broken Heel by New Trail, which is a fantastic beer.
Fantastic beer.
That is a
great go-to beer.
Yeah, New Trail is like the king ding-a-ling right now of IPAs. They kick ass. But yeah, so... If this is your first time, make sure you hit that like on Facebook. Share it to your friends. Share the stream right now. Let people know we're live. Barry is drinking a Elliott Cottville. Am I saying that right? Foggy IPA.
The Elliott Cottville.
Yeah. So Ivan, thank you. You helped me out there. So I just want to be really clear. If this is your first time watching this, I'm not a beer smart dude. I just pour it in a glass and drink it and tell you what I think of it, and maybe try to...
He's a connoisseur. He's just a connoisseur.
I wouldn't even say that. I'm just a schmuck who drinks beer but has equipment that I can put myself on the internet. I would think you guys are a little more educated when it comes to beers than I am, but none of us are really brewers. So that's the cool thing about going to breweries. We have an episode up now where we're at Mellow Mink in Mechanicsville. Go check that episode out on YouTube, or audio only on any platform. You can check it out at like iTunes or Apple. I think it's just called Apple now.
Oh, I think it's called like Apple Music
something
or
like that.
Yeah,
Spotify. If you search on YouTube or any music or podcast platform, IWEP Network will pop up. But we have an episode we did at Mellow Mink, which was a blast, and then we just did Harris Family, and then a couple days ago we were at Liquid Noise.
Liquid Noise was awfully fun too.
Fucking fantastic.
That's a cool brewery.
We got to make a group trip up there and all go drink some beers.
They are
it was unbelievable.
The most hospitable people that we've ever dealt with. I'm not saying about any other brewery, but damn, were they freaking awesome. They were great. I appreciated what they did for us.
They hooked us. Like, so normally when we go there, we're like, hey,
we'll foot the bill.
We'll foot the bill. And they're like, no, you guys are our guests today. They had 17 beers on tap. Like 17 beers that they shared with us.
That's super generous.
And not only did they have 17 beers, they've been open, and they gave us food. They've been open 9 weeks, and they have 17 beers to choose from.
That's pretty impressive.
That's fucking fantastic. Yeah. They had a seltzer that tasted like, not even seltzer water. It tasted like juice, but they did it with not so much the artificial flavoring. It was all natural flavoring. It tasted like a blue Huggy.
Whoa.
Like a booze blue Huggy. It was unbelievable. I gave it a 5. That was my 5 of the day.
Wow. Taste it like nostalgia.
Yeah. And listen, and when you do scores, it's not like, oh, I'm scoring it like a stout is higher than an IPA. No, it just goes by, was the beer good? That's how I look at it.
Same.
If this is your first time as well, we do a 5-point ranking system on the app Untapped. If you're a beer drinker and you do have Untapped, this is kind of how we're going through it. You could follow along on there. But it's a 5-point system, and it goes in quarters. Yeah. So it's a 2.5 is like an average beer. Anything above a 2.5 to 3 range is like, it's a good beer. I like it. Yeah. 4 is I would have this again. I would look for this beer. 5 is the perfect beer. You probably get a lot of 3s out of me today. I'm trying to be a little harder with my picks and not just give everything 4s.
Hey, it happens.
That's what I am. I give everything 4s.
Really?
If it's a good beer and I like to drink it, and I'll drink it again, it's a 4.
Yeah.
So if you look at my Untapped, there's the bell curves
high,
way high.
I'm trying to level that out. Like when I hit a 4, it's going to be I want it to mean something,
right?
Because I don't give so many 5s out. So I'm trying to adjust my style. I'm not trying to. You guys can do however you do it. That's just my take
with that at all.
But man. Spiff Chugs on the show tonight? It was a question by Ed Ben.
That could happen.
It could happen.
It could very well happen.
Yeah. All right. So first beer by Imprint. Really happy for this one because we have a lot of Imprint smoothie beers, which is like their juice. They call them sours, but they drink like juice. They're not even that sour.
We kind of consider them like sweet beer. It's like that own separate category.
So I've never had an actual IPA from Imprint.
Yeah.
I had one of their stouts.
No, we did have a few of their IPAs. Yeah, we had like some hazy ones in like the big crowler cans.
50 episodes or over 50 episodes, and sometimes we've had episodes with like 11 beers on episode. So it's hard to remember everything.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, so this Imprint this is a Galaxy Hop beer.
You definitely taste the Galaxy.
It's fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Has a nice little bitter end to it then too, which is kind of ironic with the times that we're living in.
I'll tell you what
now.
though, just from having their smoothies, there's an Imprint taste.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I totally get it. I know there was a lot of beer that I've had in the past. Like I remember when it's Separatist now. They used to have their own signature taste overall, and then like Trillium has the same thing too.
Yeah, like it's on the tail end.
Other half,
it's like a hoppy, fruity taste. But like the ending of a lot of their smoothie beers have that taste. I think it's like that might be there's like the Imprint thing, which I mean that can happen if I guess a brewer does the same thing for his style. I like this a lot. You want to give us a little rundown of this beer? What are we looking at? And
no, that's basically I did give it. Already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And Imprint's out of where again? Just let people know.
At Hatfield.
Has anyone ever been at Imprint yet?
I have been quite a few times. Whenever I would visit my one buddy, he lives in Lansdale.
Okay.
It's literally like 10 minutes away from him.
What are we looking at there? How many taps are we looking at? Is there food?
Okay, so tap-wise, it's about 6 or 7 taps about. They usually have a fridge filled with crowlers in it, or 4-packs, depending on what you're looking at. It's just like in a warehouse, pretty much, like an industrial park.
Okay.
That's where you're located, so...
Kind of like Pizza Boy.
If you do have a little bit of a tough time looking for it, the couple things I'll tell you, pretty much if they're telling you to go to the left and follow it literally all the way out to the very end, you'll see the sign for it. You can't miss it. It's a larger area that they have with it, and it's really nice knowing that they have that space to say, "Hey, look, we're here," and they even have the signs around too. So.
Cool. So food, you said they do have food, right?
I don't think that. No, they have it. They have food trucks. They have food trucks.
So they bring food trucks.
Yeah. So
I left a little bit in there. So if anyone wants to top off a little bit,
you could do it. You go ahead. Hey,
right.
We're being hospitable. We're gonna do that. We're gonna roll with that.
We'll start with you, Ben. What are you giving this on Untapped?
I'll definitely give it a 4. It's a good, solid, Galaxy, straightforward IPA. It's been a little while since we just had a single IPA, single hop IPA. So, hey, you can't go wrong with that. 400%.
I'm torn. I just gave this whole speech that I don't want to give high scores.
Oh, come on.
But I'm torn between a 3.75 and a 4. I would have this again. I would definitely go out and I'd buy a 4-pack of this. I would get more of this beer. I'll give it a 4 as well. That would be a 4 for me.
I'm gonna be a little generous. I'm gonna give it a 4.25.
4.25?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the Galaxy Hop is fantastic.
Right.
Is that if that's a staple beer with the Galaxy Hop, good for you, because I heard that's like finding gold. Galaxy hops. Like I said, I'm not a brewer, I wouldn't know. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Another quick thing before we get into the next beer. So we just got our shipment in today. From our boys from the podcast called It's Just Beer Podcast. They're out of New York. We're going to be doing a collaboration with them soon. They sent us a bunch of beers, and we're going to do those on a very future episode. We're going to wait for the full team to be here to do it. But they play a game when they drink, which is called the ABV game, where they guess the ABV, which is the alcohol content by volume, and
we're going to play along.
And usually the way they do it is if whoever at the end has the total highest score loses, and they do a punishment. I don't know if we're going to do a punishment or anything like that, because that's kind of their thing, and I don't want to like burn.
And they tell
they want us.
They're very cool about it. They're thrilled about it. Even Dan the Viking, I call him. He actually listened to our stuff. He's like,
Which one do you call Dan the Viking?
he's
Uncle
the one
Dan?
No, that's the one that gets his dick hard all the time.
Oh, boy.
But
All right, just we are on Facebook.
oh, sorry about that. But no,
Gotta be a little easier.
Dan the Viking he has the blonde beard.
He was the one that was on
blonde
vacation
beard.
recently.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Dan the Viking actually listened to some of our stuff. Sorry, Dan, if I call you the Viking, but you remind me of a Viking. I don't care.
What if he's offended by that?
I don't know. He's very Norwegian-like.
All right.
Norse-like.
But if you want to go follow those guys, it's Just Beer Podcast on pretty much every platform.
They are educated. They are fun to listen to.
I think 2 of the guys are actual brewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so this is another PA beer here. This is from Pizza Boy. This is your beer, right?
Ooh.
That's one I brought.
All
Yes.
right. Where did you acquire it? And and give us a little rundown what you think of this beer so far. Well, what made you grab it?
Actually, I bought this at the Black Diamond here in Frackville.
Ooh, okay.
So,
if you
Amber's carrying it.
if you want this beer, hit up Black Diamond. They are not
can see
open
it.
currently, but I don't know how that would work. But we'll figure it
I
out.
think they're doing 4-pack takeouts, 4
Okay,
and
you-
6-pack takeouts, as well as their food takeout.
We do have something in the works with Black Diamond.
I've heard.
I don't want to give too much away because it's still kind of in the works.
There's some stuff and things going on.
Some stuff and things, but it is a little hint. This is a test run for what you're going to maybe experience with that. We may do a podcast / live music entertainment. So I know a lot of musicians in the area because they can't go out and play bars or do their thing. I gotta pour that. I'm getting a little hoarse here. So we're gonna have a band play live and do some music and stuff for you guys.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
And have some beers. So we're going to do a podcast and then maybe break away, have a couple beers, then do some live music, then go back to podcast.
Rate
So
a few beers, play a song.
yeah,
Rate a
we're
few
gonna
beers,
figure it
play a
out.
song.
That one will be on Facebook and YouTube, but YouTube will have to take out the music so we don't get in trouble. But that'll be a Facebook Live thing coming up. Maybe in the near future. So definitely keep an eye out for that. It'll be another episode of Facebook Live. And if you guys are really digging this and it comes out good, maybe this is something we can do more. Another thing I want to do this weekend is I want to do some interviews with everyday people things where you can just call in, and I'm just going to sit here on Facebook Live and talk to people. And
It's a great idea.
Call in and-
everyday people.
yeah, you can just call in, and I'm going to do like a Facebook Live and our Instagram Live, and you can call in, or you can do like a FaceTime thing, and we're going to talk to each other, and you can tell your story, and we can just have some fun. And I'll rotate people every maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be
So
pretty cool.
look for that this weekend too. That's going to happen probably tomorrow.
What a great way to spend your quarantine.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'm going to spend my quarantine and still have social interaction.
It's perfect.
Indeed.
Positive social interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Pizza Boy.
Pizza Boy.
I've never been to Pizza Boy. Have you? Anyone here?
I have. I've been there several times.
Same.
Now, from what I heard, tons of tap. They
Tons
have
on tap.
100.
about 100 taps.
About 100 rotating beers. Probably about 15 to 20 of their own.
They do a lot of guest beers too, right?
A lot of guest beers.
I like when I love when
actually.
brewers do that.
Yeah,
when they
it's
have
great.
that guest spot beer. That's really cool because you know what I mean. Like, not only are you selling your product, but you're like, hey, I want your brewery that maybe is not in a immediate area, but I want people to know about it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that collaboration.
Yeah, decent food. I think it's at least 50. I think it's 50 beers of their own on tap,
Is it
and then
50?
they do like maybe a couple, like maybe 10 to 15 of their own. Well, not on their own, but other guest taps. Then they do wine and also bottle sales as well. And the cool thing about them, instead of getting a 4-pack for $20, you're getting 2 extra beers for way less than 2, and they actually mark down depending on how everything goes.
That's nice.
And you can actually mix and match all of their stuff. So
Babe, you're
that's
getting tons of
available.
love here tonight, man.
Oh,
people,
yeah?
people are happy
Look at
you're on
that.
the show.
All right.
This is why I recruited you, my man. That's why I
And it
grabbed
only
you.
took 30 episodes plus. 30 plus episodes for him to come
about
back.
30. About
To
that.
come here.
He was supposed to be on an episode a long time ago.
Yes,
a
with
long time
Fallen Pride. I was like,
Yes.
I was so bummed because I was looking forward for you to try some answer stuff, and I'm like, you're like,
Can't make it.
Can't do
see
it.
it. Go,
Yeah,
see
I
it. I'm
know.
like, oh,
He saves the
And
world.
Fallen
man.
Pride's awesome, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding.
He has a really important job. He saves the world.
I have to bust
Not
him
the
a
world.
little
He saves our
bit. I
county.
know.
He's a
Yeah.
very important
We try to.
guy. Yeah. So what do we think of this Pizza Boy?
I didn't try.
So it's
it
a
yet.
double dry hop.
It does not drink like an IPA to me
No.
at all.
That definitely drinks like an
Super
ale.
smooth.
I think it drinks like a lager
Really?
or a pilsner.
I can see the Pilsner because it's crispy.
Yeah, it kind of has that like Yuengling Golden Pilsner vibe to it. Mm-hmm. Now that no, sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. When you do drink as many beers as we're going to drink, probably by like the 5th or 6th beer, our palate's going to be shot.
It's going to be done for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're just going to be guessing and hoping at that point. Yeah. So if you guys are still out there, Amber from the Black Diamond is listening.
Look out!
I love the Black Diamond. It's fucking great.
Me too,
dude. Frackville, realistically, Frackville is killing it in the craft beer game.
It is.
Like Compass Rose has some great craft beers always.
Right.
Black Diamond kills
Amber
it.
Always has amazing beers.
With craft beers,
rotating,
can, bottle, and draft.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Romans always has some in the the cooler.
Right.
And
sometimes a tap too.
Yeah, untap and Jimmy O's.
I did not know Jimmy O's.
Yeah, they will now that Ange is kind of fronting it up. She loves her craft beer, so she's stepping it up huge. So like, if you really want craft beer and you're in Frackville, I think we're spoiled.
Yeah,
especially on this side of the mountain in School County.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't have to drive to Tamaqua.
Correct.
Yeah, Frackville's killing it.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah,
and they all have great food too. You can't go wrong with any one of those places.
You can make a whole week out of it if you really wanted to.
It's unfortunate that it's not open, but we're going to still put it over. So when everything does open, we can all, with our $1,000 that we're getting, we can all flood and drink a bunch of beers at local establishments.
Oh man, that'll last about 3 days.
What are you guys drinking out there with us? I got some beers thrown out there. What are you into? Are you into IPAs? Are you into stouts? Let us know in the chat. So what do you think of this one? We'll start with you. Your score on this one.
I'm going to give this a 4.25 again.
Really? You're going high on this one?
I really like this. I'm a big fan of anything that's double dry hopped, usually.
It drinks different. It has a different drink to it. It's almost like light. Mm-hmm. It drinks like a light beer almost.
I think we had that like little Pilsner conversation in our little chat. And personally, I think I'm almost over IPAs at this point.
I still like them, but it has to be the right hop.
You have to blow me away with them.
I think right now, we've been spoiled with some really good IPAs. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, if you want an IPA,
like the sweet ones, the milkshake ones, all of that, I think
I'm not a lactose guy. I don't want lactose in my beer.
I'm not gonna lie, I went all in on that trend when
really?
It was, and that was all I drank for probably a summer.
Yeah,
but now I want something that's like crispy, something that's
I like
clean.
the hazy.
Hazy's good.
Yeah, I'm a hazy
as long as
guy.
it's not too sweet.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that Pilsner that Liquid Noise made.
Yeah, Liquid Noise's Pilsner.
Love that.
Their
that was
Pilsner
awesome.
and their lager is amazing.
That Pilsner that had that little bit of fruit finish to it at the very end. It was like, it tastes like a beer, and then it had that very like subtle fruit finish. I was like, holy shit, I can drink this all day. I'm like, you can that, you're definitely getting guaranteed sales.
Yeah.
Especially with the guys that are like you getting down from the IPA high, and I'm kind of getting that way too. You know what I mean? It's just a nice drinkable beer, and the brewer actually gave us a really good explanation of how it went about.
They're actually it's an Italian style.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think that's different. It was Josh, right?
I think his name was Ben, too, because I vaguely remember.
I think it was Josh. I'm almost certain. I'm terrible with names. If I'm remembering Josh, it's probably wrong. But yeah, and he brewed for some heavy hitter breweries before he went to Liquid Noise. He was at Tired Hands. No, not Tired Hands.
No, he was at Dogfish Head.
Dogfish Head, and then he went from Dogfish Head to Evergreen, and then I think he went somewhere else, and now he's at.
I think those are the only two that he. I think those are the two that he actually did go on. 2 or 3 at least. Yeah. I know at least 2.
I'll tell you what.
2.
So Harris doesn't have an open establishment yet, but quality people.
Yeah, they're it's bare bones, but I'll tell you what, that was actually cool knowing that they actually have a place, and you're seeing them literally built from the ground up, which is really cool. I was actually listening to...
So here's some beers we got. So Josh Young likes coconut fudge cake and decadent ales.
Hey, that's our guy. That's our It's Just Beer guy.
Oh, that's Josh.
Yeah.
I didn't know his last name. Josh, we were just plugging your podcast. It's just put it in the links. Tag your podcast in the chat here.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And then he likes Imperial Stout, coconut, and maple syrup. We do have a maple...
a bacon maple and cayenne pepper barley wine
coming up soon.
That's going to be interesting.
Ben, what are you giving this This beer,
You know what? I'm kind of going with the 3.75.
375.
3.75 for me. So I just want to kind of explain. I'll have another IPA. It's from Pizza Boy. It's an 8% alcohol by volume.
See, if we were playing the
ABV game,
I would have tanked on that one.
Me too. I would have said 6.
That does not drink like a bean at all.
No.
So, and another, brewed from a base of pale ale and oat malt with additions of flaked oats, Crystal 15, raw wheat for a juicy, haze-tastic body, then hopped in the kettle with Simcoe and Cascade. After fermentation with our English ale yeast, we triple dry hop it with stupid amounts of Simcoe, Haltauer Blanc, and whole melon. Notes of soft citrus, vanilla-like malt, pine sap, tangelo pith, and pineapple juice.
Okay.
Try and mix it up.
So even though that's an 8, that beer would get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, oh, this is because it doesn't drink like an 8. It like I said, it doesn't drink like an IPA. It's like how your thing. It's very crushable.
Yeah.
You can crush about 4 or 5 of these.
That drinks like a 6. That
I would
drinks
even
like
say
a
lighter.
6 or even
it tastes
5.
super light to me.
Yeah. That's nutty.
That does change my score. I was gonna give this.
Wow.
I was gonna give it 3.25, 3.5. But I'm gonna go 3.75 with you.
Yeah.
That's a good beer. I think the Simcoe is definitely. Like I said, I don't know my hops, but usually when there's like 2 or 3 that are thrown out there, and I really like the taste, 9 times out of 10 it's one of those hops.
I really get the piney taste into it though too. So that's pretty wild. So yeah, that's something else. But yeah, I would definitely give it a 3.75. That is really a solid beer overall for an 8%. Damn.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
Have we had any jalapeno lagers yet? I think it's Cunningham. I haven't had Cunningham's Brewery's one, but I've had a jalapeno beer from Pizza Boy. It was a peach jalapeno beer. I don't think it was a lager though. It was really good. It was on an episode previously with Tim Myers from Hothead's Hot Sauce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of the very few and elusive guests I never really get to.
I think that was the
with.
only Banging beers I've did without you.
Yeah, because I was at a bachelor party.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm like, I really wanted to make it, and Tony's just like, Ben, just worry about the bachelor party. I'm like, I was kind of bummed, but what can you do?
Amber says Funk double citrus and Topple and Goliath double dry hopped at the Diamond. Just saying, Topple and Goliath has been killing it. There's a lot of really good beers.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are 2 heavy hitters right off the cuff there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Don't forget that they wouldn't distribute out here for so long.
Yeah.
They were like one of the gods of beer.
Yeah.
And now we can get it, so it's like, hey, let's drink it up.
Yeah.
You know, like Pseudo Sue is one of my go-tos. Just crush them.
Pseudo King is on draft at Jason's house right now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You know what beer brewery I'm excited to try? One of the beers got sent to us, and then we're going to try. I'll go get like 4 or 5 more of that brewery. Everyone's talking about Nightmare. I guess like a newer hit guys coming up. I think they're out of the New York area too. Really excited to try their beers. They're all strong. Like none of them's under 10%. Yeah, they're out of control.
So not chuggers.
Oh. God love you,
Josh is not a fan of Simcoe. He said it tastes like dirt.
Simcoe.
All right. So this is kind of an Always Sunny reference here. If you're an Always Sunny fan, this is called the Champion of the Sun, an Indian Pale Ale from Aslan.
Aslan from Herndon, Virginia. This is from my beer trader, Aaron B.
And you drive all the way to Virginia to pick this up?
Yeah, we actually he told me we're going to meet in Gettysburg because he's about an hour away from Fourscore Brewery.
That's another place that's really been impressing me. Fourscore?
I haven't had yet.
Another good one, too, that I've kind of been hitting my radar is Bell's. Have you had the Bell's Hop Slam?
Yes.
My goodness.
Bell's.
Ooh.
Here's a quick story about Bell's. Bell's Two-Hearted Ale was the first quote-unquote craft beer that really got me
in the game
into craft beers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one that was like really highly ranked on tap for a long time. Like that's the beer they get. I tried it. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite at first. My first craft beer that really got me into the game, the first couple I had, I hated. I couldn't stand them. I was like, this is disgusting. I don't even know what I tried to say there. Yeah, but I was like, Where's your 6 foot zone? We're close. We're real close. You come down, RJ. Hey, RJ, if you're in Frackville
too
right
late.
now,
I don't know.
Spiff, we're done.
Yeah, we're
RJ,
done.
if you're home in Frackville right now, send me a message. I do have a table and some glasses. I know you live in Frackville, and I don't have to worry about you getting home safe. You can join our quarantine party.
And not only that, we have more beer.
And we have a lot of beer.
Besides these.
Yeah, we do have a lot more. All right, so so this is from Aslan. Give us the rundown.
So, Champion the Sun is from Aslan Beer Company. It is an American IPA clocking at 6.5% alcohol by volume.
So that's my go-to right there.
Day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun.
Now we're flagged for copyright.
Now you're master of karate and friendship for everyone. That's in the description.
Oh, so he sang the description. Good for you, Ben.
Champion of the Sun is hopped with Citra, Wamia, and Vic Secret. We get notes of tangerine,
not
pine,
Victoria's
pineapple,
Secret.
Vic Secret, pineapple, and dankness.
So
I smell that dank 100%.
Yes.
It's not that dank though, me. It's
soft.
it's creamy. That's the way I would describe it.
Creamy. I feel like it's soft. Like soft on the palate. It finishes very soft, which I like.
What is that? What is that? What is the ABV on that?
6.5.
All right, that's about where I thought it would be.
That's crushable. That's 5 of these on the porch in the summer.
Yeah, that's
pounding them.
Yeah, that's like
I'm gonna have 2 more when I get home. I got 2 more of them.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a good one. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fire this one in.
Yeah, we're less than 10, so our quarantine party is safe.
We are safe.
Yeah, if anyone's in Frackville and you guys, I have 2 spots open. You're more than welcome. As long as you're not coughing and sick, I don't care.
This is the off the cuff show, off the rails show.
Actually, we're not in Frackville. I lied. Now that we have curtains up and we're hiding the fact that I'm still in my kitchen, we keep telling people we're in Joe Rogan's podcast.
And Josh made a comment about that, and he's like, "Yeah," and Ben gets like glares at from Joe Rogan.
Yeah. So Ben said a long time ago during a podcast, not this one. We have one of our other shows that we do. That Joe's like, I don't think Joe Rogan's a good he's a social commentary. He's not a comedian. I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like he's funny. I like Joe Rogan.
I like Joe Rogan.
He is funny, but I mean, wouldn't classify him as a comedian. I don't want to be bringing this up. Anything.
Does he have
but
a
a
Netflix
comedian.
special?
I mean, still though. Hey,
he has 2.
I still though.
He's funny.
I do like him, believe it or not. I actually like how
you softened up on him. I made you watch a lot of Joe Rogan.
No, I mean, yeah, and I listened to some of his podcasts. I think the one that really got me, like, to loosen up on him was definitely with Ben Shapiro, because
oh boy,
he knew it.
Be careful, you're going to segregate half this crowd right now.
No, but I'm just saying though, like, just to listen to him and like, because at first, like, whenever somebody looks at him at face value, he's like. He's
a very punchable face.
Extra. Like, he could be extra with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But when you see it and he dialed down, Joe Rogan dialed him down and made him a normal human being. That's what made me kind of appreciate Joe Rogan.
Here's the thing.
That's my thing.
I don't lean to the left.
He's just picking out good points that people find funny that it's true.
I don't lean left. I don't lean right. I would say I'm pretty far in the middle.
You go forward.
Yeah, I go exactly. I don't stay in one spot. I move
You go forward.
I like that, man. That was the coolest thing you've ever said in your whole life.
Shut up! Get out of
I'm
here.
happy this
And
is
it's recorded. And it's live.
But
Oh man,
people like Shapiro and who does speak very well and he's very good, and same with who's that Crowder dude that like changed my mind. Like Crowder in his studio is not Crowder when he's on the streets and he's in public. He's like not the same person.
Well, it's a persona. You know what I mean? Like
no, because he's
in a way
he can be wild in studio because he's not going to get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Which I don't advocate violence at all, but they're very educated on their stance. They're not
jumping
just
at the bit seeing those comments.
They're not they're not just out there just being dickheads. Like they come, and I think that's important.
They have valid
to have an open dialogue and conversation with someone who you don't agree with.
See, the whole thing with a debate, honestly, like a debate is not supposed to be a full-blown argument of who is the winner overall. It's supposed to educate the audience and then make the decision based on what facts are presented to them.
So Lisa just said when this is all over, you guys should stop in and come over to the Hot Rod Bar and Grill. Drinks on us. Lisa and Kristen, we would love to do that, but we have almost 12 to 13 beers in front of us.
We have enough.
Yeah, we shouldn't drive after this. But I do appreciate it. Once again, I know we've been talking up the game for Frackville when it comes to the craft beer game. Hot Rod and Cressona kills it. Every time I go in there, I think the last time I was there, they had 4 beers from Snitz Creek on tap. They had the pineapple cherry sour on tap.
Was it a pineapple upside down cake you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what it tasted like. But it was a
you're
pineapple.
saying about that.
It was
Yeah,
a pineapple cherry sour.
I remember that at least.
It was a sour or a goza, one of those. I think it was a sour. Fantastic. Then they had the blueberry, which I still think Snitz has the best blueberry beer I've ever had. Second closest to Fathead's blueberry. But yeah, and they're one of the only places that I can buy a Chetty besides Monty City. Like, it's hard to find a Chetty when you go somewhere. Like, we don't have craft beer. Do you have Chetty? Yes, I'll drink that all night. Thank you. But yeah, Hot Rods is absolutely fantastic. And Tim Myers just joined us. We were just talking about you, Tim. Tim, what was the beer we had on with the peach jalapeno from Pizza Boy?
I still have to drink with you, Tim. For real.
Ben wants to have a beer with you. All right, we're talking
Indeed.
a lot. Let's get these done.
No, who cares?
Let's get it down.
People are digging it, man. People are digging
Let's get
it.
it down here. We already rated this one, right? No, we didn't.
No, we did not. But we're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to interact with the chat more, which I normally don't do because we don't ever do live. But
we got some fluctuation there. I see between
we're doing really well.
Like 16 to 21 people. I'm like,
doing great.
damn, good job, people.
At one time we had like 30 or 40 people, which
Wait,
is
what?
really cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Holy shit!
Hit the share button if you're watching. Hit share and get more people. Get more eyes on our product.
Yes.
All right. So I like this.
I really like this.
This is a 4 for me. I just said I'm not giving 4s out. I do like this.
But it's a good beer.
The irony.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more of a critic here. I said 4. Well, listen, I like the taste. I like everything about it, and it's also named after Always Sunny.
Well, there's a lot going on for it, so it just makes the most sense by actually giving it that rating.
And it's from Virginia, and all my favorite teams are from the Washington, Virginia area. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so
I've heard that apparently from the Aslan,
Brain Strainer,
purists,
it was called
from the Aslan purists. Apparently their IPAs are slightly lacking, but I mean I think they're doing okay.
I don't mind it. Here's a question I want to ask the chat. This is kind of a sneak peek preview question I have for you guys. Has anyone in the chat ever had anything from Equilibrium? Have you?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was a solid beer.
Really?
Yeah.
We had how many? 8 or 9?
At least that.
They all sucked.
Really?
They were terrible.
Oh, no.
Equilibrium you're talking about.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Wow.
What did I say?
You said Equilibrium. You said they all sucked.
No.
You're thinking Omnipolo.
Sorry, Equilibrium is fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. Spiv's they're a solid beer, and you're flat out, straight faced. They sucked. I'm like, what?
You know what? So in my head when I was thinking of that episode, I was thinking,
What?
is it Equilibrium? Is it
No.
Omnipolo? Or is it Trillium? And I was like, I know it's not Trillium. That's Boston.
Right. Trillium is Boston.
It was a Swedish beer. That was Omnipolo.
Omnipolo.
So
Omnipolo.
I've had Omnipolo collabs.
Tip this up just a hair.
Whoop, got to tip it up.
Yeah,
all right, there we go.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna
bring
give
in just a wee bit.
I'm gonna give you
Just a wee bit. There
How
you go.
about that?
You gotta get real sexy with it. You gotta get
All
real.
right, how's that?
Cowabunga.
I get my radio voice.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
dispatch
there we go.
fire trucks.
There's a lot of compression on this, so no matter how
We're getting
close you get,
we're getting a lot of shit from the Equilibrium. Good job, Tony.
Sorry, no, Equilibrium is
We're
fantastic.
between the quarantine
really
and now the little riot induced. Good job.
I'm over it.
But yeah, I've had a collab with now I'm doing it. Omnipolo. I can't remember who it was with, but it was good. I don't know that I've had any Omnipolo by themselves.
I'm going to be honest. Even some of the Omnipolo we had when they did collaborations with people, I didn't like it. And then we had whoever they collabed with beers on their own, and they're 100 times better.
Way better.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We were really disappointed by it.
Yeah, I was probably the most disappointed.
How does Josh feel about Omnipolo? He wanted me to ask you.
Oh, he said he thinks they suck.
Yeah, so we're right on page.
So I'm like,
dude,
I got to the point where I actually want to ship all that beer and see that It's Just Beer guys just do a straight Omnipolo episode.
I'm really happy you didn't do that because they would have never invited us up if that was
in a way I feel like that we do need a little bit of a level ground because people are torn by it. We had the brewer from Liquid Noise even saying they're not that good, and then the other brewers they're split.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I'm just
just real quick. I know
blown away.
I just literally shit talked Equilibrium for a second, and I didn't even mean to. What was the Equilibrium beer that we actually had Equilibrium, and it won beer of the night and second place, but the one we won was the pinball one.
It was Rock Fantasy.
That was fucking amazing.
That was only a double.
Yeah, it was so good.
Now Josh sent us a triple
By Equilibrium.
Yep.
Oh boy.
We did have a few triples on the show.
My jeans just got
in.
tighter.
Yeah.
My jeans just got a little
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
All right. Well, did everyone rank that? I'm not skipping over anybody.
I'm good. It's 5.
It's like a 4.5.
4.5
for me. Yeah.
It's really good. I like it a lot.
All right.
I like the soft finish.
So we are now at our first stout of the day. So this is an imperial stout ale with coffee, vanilla, Pinocchio. I don't know.
Let me read.
Cinnamon and lactose. I'm just calling it Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
It's called Sugar. It's a coffee cake style. I didn't read who it's from.
Sugar coffee cake stout, imperial stout with coffee, vanilla. Pinocchio.
I said Pinocchio. Close enough.
Cinnamon and lactose.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to pull that flavor profile out of the beer because I've never had it.
Right.
Actually, listening to the podcast, Josh's podcast, It's Just Beer, he's like, I hate when people are like, oh, this is the Brazilian fruit, and I get all the notes of that. Like, bitch, you've never even eaten that.
No.
How the hell are you getting the notes of that?
That's funny.
I have a pussy pour with this one. So, I have a bad pour with this one.
Pusillanimous.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it actually derives from. We just cut it down short and made it derogatory.
So, coffee cake, right? So that's what we're going here?
That's what they're saying.
All right.
Let's see.
I want a beer that tastes like Tasty Cakes, the little chocolate peanut butter things.
Oh,
we did have
a
one
candy
before.
cake.
And it
goof.
didn't taste like that at all.
The 3 years gone by Lost Tavern.
Yeah, it just...
And it had the whole Tasty Cake label, and it legitimately tasted like it. And you're just like,
tastes like coffee.
you son of a bitch.
It tastes like if you left an old cup of coffee
You son of a bitch.
on the counter for 3 days and someone drank it.
Real quick, coffee, hot or cold?
Neither.
Neither.
No, I don't like coffee at all.
What?
No.
I could go either. I could
Get
really
drunk
go
and
either
send
one.
Bobs. Oh my God, Chris Banks. Oh, I love that dude. Well, actually, I hate Chris Banks. I love Cool Cat Chris Banks. Cool Cat Chris Banks is awesome, but Chris Banks he's all right. So he's a professional wrestler. That I became really good friends with. Really cool dude, and he has 2 different personas. He has his face and his heel. So if you're not a wrestling fan, face is when you're a good guy, and heels when you're a bad guy.
Okay.
And when he's the bad guy, he's Money. Chris Banks. It's just Chris Banks, but he goes, I think it's like Money or something like that. But he's like, we did an interview together, and on camera he was like, I hate you, and he talked on the mic. It was fucking amazing. But it was so hard to do straight face because we're both idiots and we were laughing at each other. So it took a couple takes, but when he's a good guy, he's Cool Cat Chris Banks, and he comes out to like 60s style music, and he has his hair slicked back, and he has look like flesh colored pants on, so it looks like he's naked, and he has like a cool cat, like one of those like 60s cartoons wolves with like the cool wolves.
Oh yeah,
on his trunks. Yeah, he's a real cool dude. But he said get drunk and send Bobs. I think he meant boobs.
I think you meant boobs.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I mean, I don't think you want to see my boobs, but we'll see what happens. All right, so first out of the day.
Okay, so sugar coffee cake style stout with coffee, Pinocchio, cinnamon, vanilla, and lactose by Ouzelfinch Beers and Blending. It is a pastry stout that is 9.5% alcohol by volume.
Never would have guessed that.
Sugar, coffee.
Dude, I'm gonna
you
be
are a
fucking
tasty
horrible
stout.
when we try the ABV game.
And you got me wanting you. This big boozy delight features hand-ground coffee from Badass Coffee Company, our favorite Virginia Beach coffee roasters, along with Rummy Brown, Pinocchio, sugar, Ceylon cinnamon, and an irresistible amount of vanilla. Skip the trip to the bakery this morning because we got your coffee cake in a glass right here at Ouzelfinch. Our first Imperial Stout recipe from assistant brewer Rachel. This sweet offering will have you rethinking beer for breakfast.
So this is an Imperial.
I have a book about that. I do respect that, though. I like when brewers right there. All right, so remember
They
how
do
I
take
said,
a lot of time.
Remember how I said, oh, I get a lot of hints of Pinocchio, but I never had it?
I don't even know what that is.
But how they said that it's very heavy on the vanilla and that. I get a lot of vanilla and sweetness. How we said the sugars of whatever. I'm just going to keep calling it Pinocchio. I get
Really sweet.
It's very sweet and sugary.
Yes, it is.
But it has a lot of vanilla to it.
It really does have it like it really kind of
cinnamon. I taste a little cinnamon.
kind of tastes a little bit like a coffee cake too.
Yeah.
I don't taste coffee though.
No, see, like what a coffee cake is, it's like like an overly sweet dessert, and then when you're dipping in your coffee, that's why I call it a coffee cake.
Oh.
So it takes the edge off of the black coffee, and it's super sweet.
Right, exactly.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I can't say that I love it though.
Yeah, I mean,
This is a one and done beer. Like
I would
couldn't-
say split and then move on to the next one.
yeah. It did its purpose. I think. It was tasty. It was a good dessert beer. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's kind of like the Hershey chocolate beer.
Yeah.
You're not going to drink that all night.
No
you can have
way.
one
No
and then be
way.
like, I'm done. I've dipped my toes in the water. I'm good. I'm gonna go back in the jacuzzi now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
respectfully disagree. I drank multiple growlers of that throughout multiple evenings.
What's that?
The Hershey's beer.
Really?
Yeah.
You probably felt like you're fucking full as hell.
No, not really.
Really?
No.
You have like the bottomless stomach like I do. Like all the other guys are like, oh, this is heavy beer, and I'm just drinking. I'm like,
I like the
man.
can art in this. It kind of looks like the video game Fallout. It's like a
Yeah, a little
pinup
bit of
girl.
everything involved there.
Yeah. It has a
girl.
hint of roasted, like the roastiness, like the coffee I normally pull out, but it's very sweet. It's almost too
Really,
sweet.
yeah, it is.
And you get a lot of vanilla.
As long as you're taking a little bit of the edge off of that coffee flavor, that's
little
what
bit.
we're trying to.
A little
So
bit.
we're trying to kind of twist his taste buds around.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
Well,
Yeah.
The second to last one's going to be a stout. Is the last one a stout too?
Yes.
We should probably move that in the lineup somewhere. Yeah, let's do this.
Oh,
Let's-
stout after stout.
Let's put
Oh,
Rotunda.
man.
Let's put Rotunda together. And so this is Separatist.
This is Separatist. This is Super Silk. I had it when
Alright,
it
yeah, that
was when it was Soul.
The Soul Super Soul.
Super Silk is. I don't know how it's going to be due to the fact that is many years, not many years. I'd say at least 5 years since I had the original one. So it's going to be pretty interesting knowing that they used to be like way up here. They really. I don't really want to get into the controversy of it. Maybe another show, but
Oh, is this
Yeah,
the one that was?
is a
that's
whole,
the
that's
one.
a whole
Is this-
episode,
is this-
I think.
yeah,
We kind of talked about it on an episode or two, right?
we did, yeah. And like, well, myself and Andy Hare, which couldn't be here today, kind of got into it.
So I'm gonna rehash kind of what we talked about, and if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
wrong,
fine, that's
you can-
fine.
Just
Yeah.
so because you can't bring it up and then not talk about
Yeah,
it.
okay, fine.
So they made good beer. They were making really good beer.
Really good beer out of Susquehanna Brewing Company.
Then they started a program where they started their own thing, and you had to you bought into like a
It
membership.
was like $500
Like a beer club.
yeah,
$500. You had like 10 or 15% off your pours, dinners, bottles, and then all
they're-
this other cool stuff.
They're putting out a lot of infected beers, a lot of beers that weren't the right ABVs.
They were not hitting it
Their
consistently.
quality went down.
They did not hit consistently. Quality went down drastically. You can get that spot.
Yeah.
But for real though, unfortunately, he had something really great going on, and it just kind of I think people wanted to point him in the right direction.
I don't like the smell of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Immediately. I mean, I took a small little taste, but it doesn't smell very good.
But I'll tell you what though, just by going to the releases, this is 2017 when I was going to actual beer releases, when I met people from New Jersey, doing they were getting tired hands and trying all this beer. It's you were literally getting drunk at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and drinking the whole entire night until
Hell yeah.
release. Oh.
You ever watch Big Daddy?
But man,
Hell yeah.
But I'll tell you what, was it ever freaking fun? I miss some of those guys, and I actually see some of those guys floating around Hudson Valley and some other places too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But
so
not to interrupt,
not too far.
but
Go ahead.
The thing that I think that aggravated most people is Soul shut down, and your membership was
Gone.
gone. So you were out that money with basically no warning and no compensation. So there's a lot of bad blood.
It was that's a ballsy move. So say if I said, hey, you really like my podcast, I knocked it out of the park my first couple episodes, and you're willing. That's why I don't have a Patreon.
Yeah,
Because I feel I feel like people do listen. We have consistent amount of viewers, and we have decent amount of viewers. It could be more, but it is what it is. We're still starting out. But that's me saying you need to pay a membership for the year for
Yeah.
my content, and then about two quarters away through the year, I just give up on my content. Don't really give a shit what I'm putting out. It's horrible, and I
then just stop.
And then just stop. You don't even get a full year out of your membership.
Yep,
it's not a good thing to do.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah,
that's a great analogy. I don't I don't know how many of you guys are on the Breweries in PA group page on Facebook.
I'm on it, but I don't follow it as good as I should.
Right. So
they're a great
really follow.
Personally,
Yeah.
Breweries in PA does a great job. Their website's fantastic.
It is.
They're
lots of information.
Yeah, I actually have their sticker here. I have the sticker here. I have a bigger sticker. I have a few of their stickers actually.
I think they have their eyes on us in some aspect.
I have talked to them. I said there is a possibility where we can maybe meet up and talk to each other.
That'd be pretty wild.
Another pretty decent thing I respect a lot that contacted me or that liked our page. They didn't contact me. They liked our page. They liked our Bangin' Beers page, and I was kind of impressed. They even found us. Was Port in PA. They have a cool little documentary. They're doing all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing things. So for them to notice us is kind of cool. So
wow, totally different beer from when it was passed. Oh
really?
My god! Wow,
I think it's super malty.
Oh, malty.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's like 75% malt right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Holy fuck!
Wow. Right. So
I even censor myself.
So we just told this horror story about this brewery, and then we're not just shitting on it. This is not
right.
This is for real.
We're not piling on. Is by all means.
Some of the separate stuff is pretty good.
This is not a good beer.
This is not a good beer.
Wow.
This is not one of them.
Yeah, check the can.
Canned 122.20.
It's not that old.
No, it is an IPA though, right?
A supercharged oatmeal IPA hopped with Azaka and Centennial.
2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
That's not that.
That shouldn't be too bad, right?
That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a malt bomb like this.
No,
that's like maybe if you would crack this open in
that's supposed
June
to
or
be,
July. Yeah,
that's supposed to be a lot smoother. I can tell you that right off the bat. I am sorry, but before we really get into,
we're not beer experts. We're just reading the can and we're telling you what we taste.
To be quite honest with you, well, let's just say this. So we didn't get a chance to really rate the other beer.
Oh yeah,
so Tony, you go for it.
I'm gonna unrank it because it is a stout, and I don't want to be unbiased.
But general ranking overall,
I can't.
Because
I wouldn't have it again.
I'll
put it this way. It didn't taste like a coffee bomb to me. Mm-hmm. It was very, very sweet. Mm-hmm. It was kind of boozy. Normally, when it comes to a stout, and I don't like the taste of coffee, I get coffee. But the only ones I don't taste like coffee to me is when they're like bourbon aged, because the booziness takes away the coffee, and then it just tastes like a booze bomb.
It's like alcohol.
This has a little bit of a boozy, a little bit of vanilla, and very, very sweet, like sugary almost.
I got a bottle of Reverse Migration because Equilibrium did it.
I'm just getting rid of this. This is not.
Oh, yeah, this is not a good beer.
Wow, we're going to be completely honest with you guys, like this and girls. Like
some people may like it though. But.
If you like the malt character of it, hey, go for it. This is going to be definitely your beer. But for something being so I'm
actually impressed. God. I chugged the whole thing and you didn't.
That's bad.
It is horrible.
That is a bad beer. It's rare that I say that. That's a bad beer.
Oh, wow, that's freaking rough.
My eyes are watering.
Woof. Yeah.
But sugar, coffee. You're going unrated. Spive, what are you going with?
It's Spiv.
Spiv.
Oh, it's Spive?
Spive.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, Sharpie said, Scott Sharp said about you. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, did you go by Spive or do you go by your actual, like...
I go by Spive. Like, everyone that's familiar to me calls me Spive.
Where did you get that from?
That is a nickname. Ha!
Whoa, here we go. Story time.
That originated in the halls of Bonner Hall in Kutztown University, the year of our Lord, 1997. Extremely drunk on Bush Pounders.
I am the machine.
Yes. Smoking cigarettes. I don't smoke now, by the way.
Okay.
But
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's like 18, hammered. And
Josh is really hitting it hard.
I was with one of my best friends at the time, and we're steaming cigs out the window of our dorm room, right? Drinking beers, listening to "And Justice for All," Metallica, like blaring.
Oh wow,
that's the whitest thing you've ever done in your life.
Not really. I don't know. You'd be surprised. I don't know if maybe Pantera Dave's watching. Dave Krause, he might be on there somewhere. But
just read the bottom.
He was part of the Bonner Hall crew.
Oh my god!
And we were so drunk, my friend couldn't say my name, and it came out Spive. and it's
Stuck.
and it just
Ever
stuck. It stuck from 1997 until present day.
Yeah, and a cool little thing too. I definitely would put out for you because I think it's a good thing that people should know is you do work as a first responder in a way, like with your job. I don't want to go into what you do because I don't know if you're comfortable with that. But you are also a firefighter, a volunteer firefighter.
That's correct.
I have tons of
There you go.
respect for that.
Thanks, thank you.
Because
Appreciate it.
I should have been. I should have been third. Technically, it's not technically third, but my dad and his brother were almost 11 years apart, so it was kind of like his brother did it, then hit like 11 years later.
He did it.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
You broke the mold.
Yeah. Here's the
Broke the
thing.
tradition,
Here's the thing.
yeah.
I don't want to steal a Dane Cook joke, but I always wanted to be a fireman. And then you get to it, and you're like, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to spray shit with a hose. That's literally what it came down to.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But I do 100% respect volunteer firefighters. I think it's a fucking amazing thing. Who all do you run with?
It's the Englewood here in Frackville. We'll take
wow.
Butler Township.
Okay.
So when
All right.
so when I was going to do the firefighter thing, of course I was going to do the Citizens in Money City because
Of course,
my
that's your
dad's-
pedigree.
yeah. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I just moved to Frackville and I joined. I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name. What's the one like as you're leaving Frackville?
That's the
That's
Englewood.
Englewood.
No. Is that Englewood?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
the one
heading
by the
towards
cemetery
Ashland?
and all.
No. Heading towards Money City.
Altamont.
Altamont.
I joined
There you go.
Altamont. And the reason I joined Altamont is because of their. I don't know if he's still there, but their chief was a New York City firefighter, really, really good dude. And I was like, that's where I.
Right.
If I want to learn, that's where I want to get it from. Years later, I ended up coaching his daughter in soccer.
Yeah,
He's a
Dennis.
Dennis is a
Great guy.
Yeah, Dennis is fantastic. So I go to training. No one knows who I am. All I kept saying is I'm just Tony.
I'm just Tony.
And actually, I went Anthony.
Oh.
I went with Anthony.
Oh, you went with the
So you had
formal
like a
name.
Oh,
pseudonym
shit.
almost.
So one dude who was there knew who I was, but he didn't show up at training that day. So I went in the building with this dude. I'm not shitting on him, but he sucked. He was horrible. he's the worst firefighter ever. I hope to God he either got better or they just got rid of him. Because all his training was this day is I had to back him up. The first time I ever put gear on,
Yeah.
and because I didn't take my essentials, but they kind of put me in gear at the training classes to kind of see what I can do and see if like they're even gonna put me through to essentials and do the whole nine. So I'm going up, I'm following this guy, I'm carrying the fucking hose. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, like fucking pick it up a little bit.
Let's
Like,
go.
I'm
Yeah.
hauling up 5 floors, and we get to the room, and he goes to fucking turn the hose on, and it's, I want to say it was 4-inch. It wasn't very big. It was like that.
Maybe 2 inch at the most.
2, yeah.
Yeah, at the most.
I mean,
that's it.
But a 2-inch firefighter,
Two inch hoses. That's 2.5. You're moving some water.
Yeah,
that's a big fucking hose.
if you don't want to get hit by it, all right?
No.
Yeah.
It's like a punch in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Or more
so,
than that.
So once again, the only thing I know about firefighting is just what I've seen my entire life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He holds the hose, and I'm looking at him like, that's not going to work. And he fucking opens it, and
Whoa.
it literally just does a 90-degree angle and hits me right in the nose.
Done. That would have ruined it for me. I would have been done.
Right? And I'm just like, poof, and I move out of the way, and I grab the line, and I just kind of like grab it, and I grab it by the handle, and I'm like, hold it, and I turned it off, and then they're like, yo, you gotta, and they're like, yo, you gotta hold it like this. Okay. Turns it on again. Pow! Hits me in the face
Again?
I tapped him. I said, I know this is your day of training, but you're done. We're switching.
Yeah.
Right. So then you kind of tuck it, and then you kind of hold it, and then so you're bracing and I'm doing it, and they're like, oh, great job. Nah, never had training, and just fucking common sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah, you never expect it.
So I'm hitting I'm in the building, and I'm spraying shit with a hose, and I'm having a grand time, like. Pretending in my mind, I'm like, man, if there was actual fire here and this was the actual scenario,
We would have been dead.
We'd fucking be dead, right? Right. So we go back down, and we're trying bigger lines, and I'm trying it and spraying the hose and the whole nine. And the one guy goes, "Whoa, look at little Blackwell over there tearing it up."
Uh-oh.
And they all heard Blackwell, and that was it. And they're
Done.
like, "Is your dad?" I'm like, I can't come back.
Right.
Because I wasn't gonna build my rep. And now when I said that, like, I made a joke, I'm like, it's like if people like you find out your last name is Jordan. You know what I mean? I'm not saying my dad is the Michael Jordan of firefighters.
Yeah.
But he has built up a
He's super respected
yes, he's built up a great reputation
throughout the county and beyond.
Yeah.
Actually, so
the Northeast.
It's not just Schuylkill County, but
So it was just like
people know Tony
I-
Blackwell.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't
for sure.
Yeah,
God,
I'm
man.
done. Yeah, I'm done. I can't.
Right.
Because I'll never be me. I'll be
Yeah.
Tony Buckle Jr. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, hi Dan.
Yeah, sorry. We had a really, one of the It's Just Beer, second member of It's Just Beer's podcast, Uncle Dan's in the house. So yeah, hope he.
Could be done
He's
with
the
this beer.
he's the Hagrid. He's the Hagrid stunt double replacement.
Jesus,
clone.
you're just like fucking burying that guy, man.
No, he actually dressed up as Hagrid.
Oh, I thought you were calling him Hagrid.
No, he
That's not a compliment at all.
Well, he has the long beard for it, and they put a wig on him, and then I listened to the 40th episode, and those guys.
I love
Josh
I love
Uncle
episodes
Dan
when
are
he
like-
gets really hammered and he fucking goes off on nerd tyrants, like when he talks about Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, that was my favorite episode.
I think one of my favorite things from those
Jesus
guys.
Christ.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna love if you ever listen to when you get to listen to the 40th episode.
I'm an episode behind.
He's absolutely the funniest on that because he just starts laughing his ass off because there's this guy named Clancy and they say Tom Clancy and they keep mentioning it.
Don't give away their whole content.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
I'm only giving a little
I don't know
bit.
what happened there.
Look at that. That's like a muffin top like head.
All right.
Muffin top head.
Whew. You come to the show, man. You bring a lot of stouts. You're not fucking around with me tonight.
All right, I'm gonna grab you some napkins or some paper towels. Hang on.
And Dan doesn't listen to podcasts, so I really appreciate you even tuning in. That's awesome. I'm like an 8th grade giant. The only rule I have, Dan, listen, when we come to New York and we have beers together and we have a great time, the only thing I request is please do not fucking bust out a snake. I'm not a reptile guy. Like, I don't like snakes. They scare the shit out of me. Like, I don't fuck with. I will fucking run. I will leave Ben. In fucking New York.
I'm gonna be a ride.
Yeah.
But I'll take the hit. I actually
But here's the thing.
had Dan the
Here's the
Viking
thing.
snake.
I think
he was actually that snake was actually pretty cool.
But here's the thing. I think listening to the show and realizing how extremely intelligent and smart you are when it comes to reptiles, I will be.
Is he a herpetologist?
Maybe. Is that a real thing?
Sure is, yeah.
A herpetologist?
Yeah.
I thought you were just being funny, like a herpy joke.
I thought you were too, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I had to dial back. I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, cool! You don't drink, but you're learning about stout beer. Me too, because I don't like stout beers. And we have
who's this?
And we have a bunch of them. Lee is on the chat, but thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so maybe if you like educate me a little bit, I will like be around a snake. But you can't just you can't just be like, because every single time I tell someone like, hey, I don't like snakes, they're like, okay, and then the whole time they're trying to Bambar Jeremy and they're like trying to throw a snake on me. Like, you're not going to break me that way. Like, that's going to make it worse.
Holy shit, we got the third and final member of the It's Just Beer podcast, Dan Beyer.
You'll hold
Holy
snakes
shit.
and you'll like it. That's Dan the Viking.
That's the Viking, yeah, Dan the Viking, yep.
All right, so immediately.
I love you, Dan.
Immediately,
I love
this
all you
one,
guys.
Where are we drinking here? We lost track.
We're drinking Stuff and Things.
No, the actual beer.
Mountains and Mountains by Ex Novo. I think they're out of Nevada.
Let's just can we just kind of like dial back a little bit? All right, so consensus for the Super Silk.
Terrible.
Oh, horrible.
2.75 at the most.
Yeah,
A 1.
Yeah, maybe a 2. I'd say a 2.
Don't mean to really shit on it that bad, but I have to really, from what it was used to be, I'm gonna give it no rating out of no rating. That's
0.
Wait, hold up.
Meaning, like, that's just I can't even acknowledge a rating for that.
No, see, I won't accept that.
Really?
No, because when I don't rate stouts, because I'm not trying to be a dick and I'm not trying to bury a good stout by saying, like, that's like when someone goes, I don't drink sours, and then they order a sour and they give it a fucking 0.5 and then bury that score on Tapped. You do like IPAs. That is your style of beer.
Yeah.
That beer is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I've had that when it was like original.
It's 2 months old.
Batch. And I mean, still though, that's not what it's supposed to taste like at all. Like I told you about Sticky Pop. Sticky Pop was supposed to be like a mandarin orange like pale ale, and it tasted like peanut butter. It got infected.
Oh.
So like it just goes to show like the quality, like even though you might have crazy can art, it might be shitty.
The can hour's not that impressive.
Yeah, I'm
just saying crazy can hour overall. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But all right, I'll be fair. 0.5.
You out? I gave it a 1.
I give it a 2.
Yeah,
just
0.5, just because I drank Sol for those couple of years, and they're on a good little track record there, definitely. But
yeah,
drink it again.
I've had good separatists. I've had good batches. I've had good beers from.
No, I don't. Look, Spy, I'll just understand this. I'm not shitting on because you brought. Hey,
right? No,
we're just here to have the beer to try it out and give an honest opinion about it.
But
you know what I mean?
Sucked. That flat out sucked.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For real.
All right. So
I haven't had a beer that was that.
So Ex Nova.
Do you mind?
Yeah, leave it there.
Okay. All right.
Mountains and Mountains.
Mountains and Mountains
by Ex Nova. It's not for me. It tastes like coffee.
Definitely tastes like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I don't. All right. So
it's a great
can we get
beer?
if you guys are all together on one mixer, then sure we can do that. But I don't know how. I'm being honest. I don't know how I would do that. Like if you call me on Facebook, I don't know how that would work.
Okay, so it is Mountains and Mountains by Ex Novo Brewing.
I'm just going to chug it.
It is an Imperial Double Stout, Imperial Chocolate Stout with vanilla coconut, and Himalayan sea salt. And they're from Corrales, New Mexico.
Oh. Listen, if you're into that, it's you. I guess you're like it.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's a smoother stout, to be quite honest with you.
For an Imperial Double? Yeah, at what is it? 9.8, I think.
9.3. 9.3.
See, being that high, I thought it would have been more boozier, and I would have been able to. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You could tell that's kind of like a sessionable. In a way, like if you could have like maybe one every hour and a half. About. So I'd say
here's what I liked about this beer. It goes great with like your breakfast in the morning. So you get a day off.
You know what?
You wanna crack a beer while you make some eggs or some
I'm cracking a beer tomorrow because I'm out of a job.
You want to make like Mickey Mouse pancakes and drink a beer?
Yeah.
This is the shit you crack.
Yeah. I officially find out tonight that we're not going back to work until further notice. So
oh wow.
I wasn't fired.
Laid off.
But I'm definitely laid off would be the word, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, dude, this is all right. I don't want to. This is the only time we're going to talk about it because I feel like everyone's just getting bombarded by it. We're not a news source.
We got to tackle it head on. I mean,
is this the fucking craziest thing ever?
It's the craziest thing I've seen in my 40 years of life.
Yeah, 100%, right?
Right. Maybe except for 9/11.
But all right,
I think it even scales it. It's like notches ahead of it.
I remember
I'd say
9/11. I couldn't withdraw any money at one point. Like banks shut the fuck down.
See, I was in high school for 9/11, so that was a little different for me. 9/11 obviously was horrible, but
that was short lived.
Yeah, but here's my hope. I hope as a nation.
Went down.
Did we lose it?
No, from there at least.
Hold on.
It's the camera that went out. Yeah, the camera went out.
How is that even happening?
What the hell?
What in the?
Hold on.
Something's happening.
So if you're when you watch us back later, we're just taking a quick what the F is going on type thing here.
Right.
This was the only thing that really, at least we have it recorded.
Yeah, no, this is the Facebook thing is just kind of
wonky.
Facebook's been glitching lately too.
Yeah.
So,
but it's just honestly, it's just the whole thing that like it can really happen to anyone.
Hold on, don't go crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not gonna name it. We're just gonna go back live.
All right, we're back. All right.
No,
cool.
we're not. We're not.
We're not.
Not
back.
really. No.
We are not actually back. Fake.
Now
news.
are you back?
All right. 3, 2. All right.
1 and
here we are.
All right, we're back again. Sorry, folks.
Give us some time for people to fucking load in, man.
All right.
It doesn't work that instant.
All right.
Listen, if you're listening to this back, then you know what's going on.
Yeah, it was like a goofy glitch.
Something happened.
All right, we got one.
All right. Let's talk about this beer until it comes back, and then we'll go back to our topic.
Sure.
So this beer, what are you guys giving it?
Which one?
This one, Ex Novo.
Ex Novo, yeah. I poured a little more of the Pizza Boy just to get rid of the taste.
Oh, okay. I give it a 4. I like it.
Okay, that's fair.
my personal taste.
That's a fair point.
I've had some decadent stouts. I'd say that would be... It's a 3.
A 3?
A 3. That's a solid 3.
Okay, that's fair.
You know, it's smooth. It has... Now, have you ever had any Aslan stouts before?
Aslan Stout. No, I have not.
Oh.
We have 12 beers.
We have quite a bit, but I mean, I'm just saying, though, point being, though, when you come on to another show,
maybe next
we'll
episode
do
one of those.
some
So how do you work on
Aslans.
Friday? You work every Friday or every other?
No, so I'm off
Hi,
today,
Dan,
right?
the Viking.
And then next week I'm off Friday, Saturday. So I get 2 Fridays back to back off.
Ooh. And then you go on like a week.
And then I'm on 7 days and I work.
So
I'm
if we
off
do another
Saturday,
Friday,
Sunday.
if we do Friday next week, you're in.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Oh, that'd be great. All right, cool.
All right, so we're back.
I will curate. All right.
Perfect.
If you are watching back on YouTube, we had a weird little like stop for a second.
Glitch, yeah.
The Facebook stream went down, but we started it back up. If you guys are back, thank you so much for joining back with us again. I'm not sure what happened there on Facebook. I don't know what you guys missed or what we were talking about, but we're going to kind of talk about what's going on in the world. Not a news source. We're not going to get political. We're not going to get into anything like that. But it's just strange. Like I just found out today I'm laid off to the foreseeable future. I'm not. Our job wasn't considered essential, which I agree with, and we weren't. It's not essential. Like we should not be out and about and doing that.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely the strengest thing.
Strangest thing ever.
It's kind of like watching a horror movie, and this is the beginning stages of it. You know what I mean? Like,
It reminds me of like a realistic Russian roulette. Anyone can get it. You know what I mean? It's, you know, anyone can die from it. There's a lot of risk.
Yeah.
Right.
Risk more than
we're not going to get
anything.
super
It's-
dark with it because the whole purpose that we are on live tonight is to kind of, if you're stuck in your house, this is a break from it.
Something
we gotta.
Right.
So we're just going to address it.
Through.
We addressed it.
Gotta push through.
It's out of
man.
the way. We're back. Let's have fun. Hit that
Yeah.
share if you're back to us. Hit that share button. Let people know we're here again. Make sure I did it. I'm just gonna do it back on my wall. Yeah, and then this episode will be up. I'm gonna go up and do some editing after tonight, and it'll be up a little later on
Definitely,
tonight. Yeah. So the next one we're up here is it? I'm dumb right now. Petulant.
Petulant
Petulant
Child
IPA.
Another Pizza
by Pizza Boy.
Probably
Pizza
should have kept Pizza Boy together, but it happened.
Pizza Boy.
No, it's a good little break because you gotta
Yeah.
get the stouts. Now we're doing the IPAs, and then we're gonna rock and roll with some other stuff.
Okay, we have 2 more stouts. 2 more stouts, a barley wine, and an IPA.
We're done.
And then we're done.
That barley wine.
That barley
I'm really
wine.
excited for.
That's going to be interesting. Aslan barley wine.
Yes. So this guy, the Petulant Child.
Let me get rid of this here.
Oh, okay. Actually got this at County Beverage.
I'm drinking on muscle relaxers and a pain pill right now, so
Oh boy,
I'm killing it.
That's a hell of a quarantine cocktail.
Yeah, I'm fucking going big.
Wow.
So I fucked my back up a couple weeks ago, like
Right.
probably a month ago.
Oh,
and
boy.
then it just gotten worse and worse and worse.
This baby.
I went to the chiropractor, and I walked in. Well, I attempted to walk in. I hunched. I like walked in like Igor from Frankenstein. That's really creamy.
That's super. Yeah, right. Super
Oh,
hazy.
you're gonna
looking.
go
What
over.
happened?
You're gonna go
Yeah.
over.
Oh, there she was.
I fucked up. But yeah, I hobbled in, and the chiropractor goes, "Dude, you're like a question mark." And I was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
man, I'm not in
man.
good shape." My right hip is like 2 inches higher than my left hip right now.
Oof.
And I mean, normally it would suck sitting here doing this, but I think the pills with the beer, which I don't think is a good thing to do. Don't do that. Don't try this at home.
Definitely don't.
Hi, I'm Tony Flacco, and welcome to Bangin Beers podcast. I'm from Schuylkill County.
Schuylkill County.
Yeah, this is kind of like our morning breakfast.
This is our improv.
But yeah, he took my left foot and he just straightened it out because I was walking and my left foot looked like Tommy Pickles.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he took my left foot and just straightened it out. And I thought he was cutting my leg off. I was like, "Oh my god, whatever you're doing, stop!" And he goes, "I just turned your foot straight." And he's like, "Dude, your hip and your back." I'm like a fucking 14-year-old German Shepherd right now. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
So he put these like shock things on me.
Yeah.
And let them shock me for a while, and then he fucking leaves the room and comes back and he tries to crack my back, and he gets like up by my neck, which is like not the pain spot, and he goes, all right, lay on your side. And I'm like, don't think I can.
Not happening.
I can't move. Like, I just can't. Because, you put your weight on your one side. I can't even do that.
Yeah.
So he helps me turn over, and he puts my leg up, and he kind of grips my shoulder, and he, like... It looks like a porno position. And we're two grown men. It doesn't look good. But that's part of being going to a chiropractor. So he fucking just cracks it. And I just, like, almost said bad words. And dude, I was I left there and I was like, oh my! I immediately was like, oh my god, I feel better. And then like the rest of the day kicked in. I was like, oh my god, I feel horrible. No. And then I woke up feeling great. And then I went to work today and sitting in a chair all day, I kind of twisted me up again. Yeah.
Oh man.
I had to go back like 4 or 5 more times.
I hear you. I'm on the DL too. I fell off a jungle gym last week.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're like, I fell off a jungle gym. I'm like,
I'm not sure.
How the hell did you do that?
I don't know if it was exactly a jungle gym, or it might have actually technically have been city architecture. One's definition.
It may or may not be city architecture. It may or may not be a jungle gym, but I fell off of something and I screwed my shit up.
Bad. Like real
terrible.
Your back or your...
No, my leg.
Your leg?
Purple from my knee to my foot.
Oh. See, I have this thing. I have this thing called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, where my body doesn't produce collagen. So my joints are super, like, pretty much my entire body is like a rubber band.
He's super elastic, man.
Not in a good way, though. Like, not one of those...
good way
Not
either.
like a contortionist who has a great time and dislocates stuff to be funny.
Yeah.
No, like, it sucks for me.
Like, painful.
So what I think happens is, like, when my knee starts bothering me, my ankle, and I favor it because I'm having joint pain because I'm 32 and I have the body of an 85-year-old man. That drink's really... That if I had to guess an ABV, that's high. But once again, my palate's probably fucked. It has a boozier taste.
They usually do a higher ABV,
but it's good.
Anyway. I think I would say, if I had
I'd give
to
it a
guess
7.0.
I would give that an 8.
I would say 8 as well.
Just solely because I am definitely going to pull up. You guys talk.
Dude, I'm fucking terrible at this game. I'm not good at it. But so what happens is when one of my joints starts acting up, and I favor it.
Well, we were both wrong.
Really?
All three of us were wrong.
Is it lower?
Higher.
Oh, higher?
Really? All right, well, at least I feel better about that.
Higher.
Like, how much higher?
I was off by 1%.
Oh, so 9.
So we're both by 1%.
Yeah,
so
I said 7.
A 9. So you're up by 2.
Yeah, not terrible at this then. It did taste boozier though. Is this a double or triple or?
This is just a regular New England
Holy
IPA.
fuck! Good for them.
Wow.
Petulant Child IPA is a Pizza Boy brew. It's a New England IPA that clocks in at 9% ABV. And it's just made by them. Nothing more, nothing less.
When it comes to taste, maybe too boozy.
Too boozy?
Yeah, like if I bought this and I was like, I want to have a couple IPAs.
Slight tinge.
It's just
more of a tinge.
And I bought an Indian Pale Ale, not even a double or a triple.
Yeah.
It's a little too boozy to be a single.
At 9.
It is, yeah. They're typically known to do... They're typical to do that.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'll be honest. If I had to score this beer, just that alone, I would go 2.75.
Wow. That's on the new.
It's really boozy.
That's on the new scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how it's still finished soft at the end.
And we're fucking 3, 6, 4, 5, 6 beers deep, and that's still boozy.
And that's kind of like telling you like how.
Could you imagine if that was your first beer of the day?
Woof.
It'd be like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
Are you fucked up, or is that fucked up for a beer just in general?
Imagine,
for
all right,
an IPA.
Imagine someone goes and says, all right, someone told me...
This is a single hop too, right?
Yeah, it's just an Indian Pale Ale. If someone says, hey, you go buy an Indian Pale Ale off the shelf,
like a double.
And you're
definitely tastes like
it's like a triple. It's crazy. Go buy an Indian Pale Ale. I think you'll be a fan of this. And then you're a brand new beer drinker, and you buy this. This would ruin you. You would never go back to. You would never go back to an ale ever again.
Right.
Yeah, that would definitely
point.
turn you off. Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
it even has a little bit of a malt to it. Then I just taste that freaking malt. A little bit of malt, slightly piney. Then too.
I taste some pine.
Yeah,
I get
a little piney.
You know,
I could be mixing it up.
It could still be a hot. Yeah, 113.
That's not bad. And here's the thing, too. When we did the Omnipolo episode, we might have drank all old beers, but very important, put your dates on your can. Because if that beer was 5 months old and we're like, hey,
It's a malt bomb.
Crappy,
that's
yeah.
our fault. We bought a bad beer and we didn't look at it, or
Right.
we sat on it too long. That's on us.
And ironically enough, I think I even actually looked at the dates in the can, and I know Omnipolo never does dates on their cans.
Which I think is a stupid move.
It's silly.
And they charge. And here's the biggest thing with that episode with the Omnipolo is they charge so much per can.
Yeah.
Like to buy one can where we went, Ben, I think you paid $8 for one of those cans. Just one
Close
can.
to it, yeah.
For
Wow.
one can
Close
of beer.
to it.
And it was horrible.
That's not good.
Horrible.
So I don't know about you guys, but like to me, this tastes hot.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It's boozy. It tastes
I
like...
kind of agree on the
I
hotness.
feel like if
of
you
it.
put a lighter to this, it would catch. It's like evergreen.
It's like
not
finishing.
evergreen,
Not evergreen.
Evergreen,
Everclear.
Everclear. Yeah, Everclear and beer.
See, that's the whole thing. Like whenever we sit on beer, like especially for me, like if
Yo.
it's like other half or any of those other ones, I let it sit for a little while. And even like
Bro, that's
when
crazy.
Sol is way beforehand.
To let the hop settle.
Dude, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot in your chest when it goes
Yeah.
down. It's like taking a shot of pure grain. Like
No, I kind of like it, but it
just
the
crushes
heat-
your taste buds, and then just
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
Right.
oh man.
so when we
should get
answered you
sorbet.
when we answer you guys in the chat, we are a couple seconds behind, so it's hard to understand exactly where you're commenting. So just keep that in mind. We're not ignoring you. It
I
just-
probably would roll with the 275 like you did too with that.
yeah, I would never buy this again.
I mean,
I'm giving
that's
I'm giving you a point over an average beer to be nice, but I would never have this again.
no, I wouldn't.
I would avoid
either.
this beer.
Yeah, well, I would give it.
If you just want to get drunk,
Again,
just
I'm
get
generous, but like 3.75.
drunk. Okay.
Really, you go that high?
Yeah, maybe,
Almost
maybe
a-
3.50, maybe 3.5.
Wow, that- you're so-
but because like most of my beers are at 4, so 4 means I'm going to drink you. If I see your beer, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
If you so
anything
having
below
this
4,
having this tonight and you didn't have to pay for it. If you were out somewhere and this was there, you would buy it again.
depends on my options. Right.
I would drink a Coors Light over that beer.
Oh no,
I would 100%.
no, I couldn't. I'm not even a beer snob.
I would
couldn't.
drink. So I
You,
know
you really don't like it that much.
I know my options, and I know
Yeah.
Yingling's always an option. I would go
That's
Yingling.
true.
I would go Yingling over this all day long.
Well, I probably would as well.
If all I had was Yingling and all stouts and this beer, I still wouldn't go to it.
I can't. It's really hot.
And yeah, I said, and you're giving it a 3.75.
3.5. Why is it so hot?
It's horrible.
It's burning me.
It's
like- I'm-
fucking gasoline.
My eyes are watering. What is happening? Oh
Yeah,
my
I mean
God.
that whole thing with
right.
it being hot, like man, that's even if it's sitting for about almost 2 months.
Josh, when you're
That's
saying
even
there,
saying about
what brewery are you talking about, Josh? We're drinking right now a Pizza Boy.
Here, I'll show it up there.
Yeah.
So I will say this, Ben.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Breaker made their Redemption Stout. It was a stout rested on.
I'm just
on hemp.
I'm working up the courage to just chug it.
I got one there and I drank it, and it had the same flavor. It was hot, like the hops were still hot. They hadn't actually sort of married everything else into the brew, right? So I bought a 4-pack though. I'm like, okay, well, if anything's going to age well, it's going to be this fucking stout. Threw it in my fridge. 3 months later, I had it. I'm like, man, this fucker is still hot. Like, it is coming out like a taser in my fucking mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
There was actually then on my vlog, on the Beer Stool beer review, when I cracked it after a year, that motherfucker got so smooth. The heat of the hops sort of mellowed out.
Any malt on that at all, or no?
No.
Whoa.
All right, so
No,
I've never
it turned to chocolate. It was chocolatey.
I never had an infected beer. I don't even know what an infected beer. I may have had an infected beer and didn't
varies. It varies. Like I said, like when I had the
okay.
sticky pop.
know. So Josh is talking about Omnipolo, about how they're a gypsy brewer and a lot of their stuff is very inconsistent. So that makes sense.
I'm sorry, Josh, if
Yeah.
I kind of I know like we're how many beers in and all. But
No. Like I said, because we're a little behind.
I know we
so
are.
He may be listening to what we talked about.
We kind of talked like.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, he's in
I
the chat
gotcha.
right now.
I got you. Yeah. I get it.
You don't get it. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
No, I get it. No,
No, you don't.
I do get it.
Tell me what's going on right now.
You're talking in the chat. It's a couple seconds late
But why are we talking about Omnipolo?
because they may or may not be dog shit.
No.
They're inconsistent.
Because we're now getting his chat, and we're now on like another 5 minutes of episode, and Omnipolo was a while ago, so he's still talking about it.
Okay.
So do you understand now?
No, I get it now.
There we go.
I think we just lost our stream
Oh, we
again.
just lost live feed again.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
And it's going to cut off right there.
Ah, fucking.
All right, hang on. I got to pee quick.
Go ahead, go pee. Oh, we're still making great time for the episode.
I think we're really rocking and rolling, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's a lot of beer we got done quick. I mean, some of the cans still have stuff in it, but not a lot. This stuff was fucking rough.
That's done. There's some there yet.
I hate this. This is why we don't do live very often.
I think it's hard to do live for like anything over like an hour. Say
Really?
I think so.
We weren't even on an hour though.
We weren't.
No,
Not
my
yet.
computer just that computer's so fucking old. It's just a really old computer. And Heidi's probably upstairs doing shit on the internet, and this internet. I told her to reset the internet earlier. 'Cause I downloaded a lot earlier. Like I was downloading games in case I did get quarantined at work, so I had my Xbox ready to go.
Right.
So you have that as well. See, this is why I'm asking people to buy stuff from our merch page, because if you go buy stuff, the problem is our prices are so fucking low, like ridiculously low, that I don't make anything from my merch store. So this is why when people do that, I get really grateful, because it's something that can help us get new equipment, so I can do stuff I can do stuff like live streams, because this computer is garbage.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we don't do live as much anymore. So we're just trying to get by. This fucking beer is bad.
It's bad.
Ben's not here. I don't want to fucking just waste it, but it's fucking bad.
Dude, I'll chug it.
Go ahead, chug. Dude,
This is like anti-corona, like
thank you.
distancing or
yeah,
whatever.
you'll fucking never get sick in your life.
Whatever.
If you chug that.
You're right.
You got your so here's the thing, Jen. When people order, they I don't see exactly who orders what. I just see on the merch page that someone ordered one of this item, and then I have to dive in and find out what they ordered. So I've seen people actually ordered IWEP stuff, which is awesome, because that was like kind of a newer item, and I didn't know. I don't even own anything IWEP.
You don't?
No, because it's brand new, like a brand new logo.
Right.
Actually, I'll show some real quick while you guys are talking. I'll grab one of my new hoodie I just got today.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, baby.
Let's see some of the merch. Yeah, I just picked up one of these.
Yeah, tapestry.
Yeah, the Bangin Beers tapestry.
Yeah.
Add that to the collection, as well as a hoodie. Although,
I don't know. Somebody actually bought a tank top of Bangin Beers, the Beer Hub logo. I don't know who bought it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And
you
the funny
your guns
thing is,
off, Ben.
Yeah,
I own too much black clothing, so I ordered a purple hoodie.
You look good in purple, though.
Oh, and the tornado tag.
So it's our tornado tag, which is our pro wrestling show, but the logo looks like the WrestleMania logo.
It still looks
old
pretty
school
neat.
WrestleMania.
Dude, I'll tell you what, right now, the hoodies are fucking comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
got one on the way.
It's so comfortable.
I can't wait.
They're super comfortable.
It's funny because
I gotta get
actually
a new shirt too. Oops, sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
We have a sale going on right now. I don't remember the code though.
Thank you.
I think it's IWEP.
Thank you.
I think it's thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's thank you, no spaces. I think we need 4 more items, and then we make this goal. But I think we only have a day or two. Listen, if you don't order, I understand. It's fucking. There's a lot of shit in the world going on, and people don't have work. So if you don't buy, I completely understand. But
it is 20% off.
It's 20% off, and if you use the code thank you, you get 20% off.
Man.
I'm out of breath. Dude, I'm fucking fat.
That was actually a pretty quick.
I try to go quick. I try to go quick. All right,
I think at one point or another, I actually deadlifted in one of those Bangin Beers tank tops. It made me more encouraged.
There is a guy at the gym I go to that was cruising around in a Bangin Beers T-shirt, the same one I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's this one guy named Bernie that he works out at the gym. He's like a tall guy. Like, I don't know. He knew you. He's like, hey,
Bernie Zaremba. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, I talked to him.
I
I'm
love
like,
Bernie. Bernie's like one of my best friends. He's like my brother.
He's like, hey man, I didn't know.
He slept in my dog crate at one point in time.
Really?
Yes.
He's a gnarly dude. I like him.
Oh yeah,
Bernie.
Bernie's gnarly.
See, when people tell me they've seen people in my merch, it
blows your mind.
It makes me feel so happy.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just,
Like, yeah,
dude, it makes me feel good. Like, it's funny because like the one when I first started doing merch, I used to go to a guy in Minersville who had like he worked with me because I didn't have to buy like 100 shirts at one time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have money for it.
That's a hard beer to drink.
So what I would do is be like, hey, like if you buy your shirt, I'll go get it made and I'll bring it to you. And then I found this website Teespring and I use it all the time. So what it came down to is I had like when people start ordering, they're like, yo, I seen this lady with black hair wearing your hoodie. I'm like, oh, that's my mom. Because at the time I knew exactly who I gave what to.
Right.
But now with this website, I have no idea. So when I see people wear it, like it makes so if you do buy anything from our store,
please take a picture.
Take a picture of it wearing
Show on
it
the page.
and send it to us because we'll definitely plug you and give you a thank you and the whole nine. It's fucking fantastic. And if you are someone who's looking to sell merchandise, but you're like us, here's how I look at it. I'm trying to make this content look and sound better than it ever has done. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you go back and watch episode 1, you're gonna be like, wow, that looks terrible. And if you watch now, I'm hoping it looks and sounds
holy
better.
dog shit. That's
Don't judge me
so
by
much
how
better.
it looks on Facebook because Facebook keeps kicking us off every 13 seconds. But if
They're
you
being
watch it on
fucking
YouTube,
goofballs.
if you watch it on YouTube, it does look good.
Yeah. Actually, I streamed it from YouTube to my smart TV.
Look good?
The Harris Brewery, was it 50?
Yeah.
Or no, was it 50 or 51?
50.
50.
Yeah, 50.
Harris was, yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, they were sweet dudes. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so
That's
like
a great episode, too.
I still have to send them beer yet.
Yes.
I have to send that. Yeah.
oh my god, that was such a weird day. Fucking Ben left his jacket there. It was
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Tell
bad.
me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I
just
may
that
have to get up and
there's
take a
some
pee
things.
break quick.
Yeah. But we can carry it.
We
No
can do
biggie.
it.
We can carry it.
Whoa.
Oh my!
Whoa.
Oh my! What is going on?
Oh, I poured way too much. I hope it's good.
It's called Cherry Potter.
I see what you did there, Ben. It's hard to pour those cans.
Oh, it's gonna
Look at
go
that.
over. I knew it was gonna go over.
Go grab
2
some
for
more.
2.
Yeah, go grab more cans.
I need some more of that.
But if you do guys
We're
do
still called
if you guys do
Indigenous
order,
now.
thank you so much. That means absolutely so much to us.
Here we go.
My goal is to getting a new laptop to do that. But yeah, like I said before, if you're someone who to me, I'm not going to go spend $3,000 on t-shirts because one, I don't have somewhere to set up like I'm a band. Like I can't put a stand somewhere and sell it. You know what I mean? So the best thing I could do is just send you to the website.
Clean the bottom. Do you want to get the bottom?
But if that's
Do I?
something you're looking
Just-
for,
just give it a
teespring.com,
good
and you can
press.
just put your logo there and
bomb. There
you
you
can
go.
start selling merch right away. It's really good.
right there. Then.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
And they'll make it
Clean the
they'll
table
make it
up.
and ship it to you.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
Cherry Potter.
Cherry
Potter.
and beer can be non-existent, and I'd be happy. So Josh is not a fan of
Josh
cherry
is
flavor.
not a fan of cherry beer.
Yeah. So I do really like Evergreen. I had their Juice Juicy, which is a great IPA.
The juice, the deuce.
They are working on a lot of stuff right now. I did contact them, and they said once they get their stuff situated, they are 100% open to us coming to the episode. William Anthony said Spiv should do more chugs.
I will do more chugs.
Don't worry.
We have a lot of beer.
Yeah, we have a lot of
roll.
beer. I'm going to be chugging. I was going to say Evergreen has a great space too. Like that's such a cool place to hang out. Like
It's like a lunchroom.
Clean, well lit.
Yeah.
It's actually a nicer lunchroom.
Yeah, I like it because it's literally like giant, like long tables, and everyone like you know how like when you go somewhere and it's like, okay, I'll just go take this table because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
oh.
You really don't have that option at this place. Like you literally sit by a complete
By people,
stranger,
yeah.
and it makes you interact with each other.
And they actually
love
do
that
have a
part. I
dining
love that.
vault and too.
Isn't that what it's
on
all
the-
about, really?
yeah, and they have pinball machines and pool tables.
So when you
ski
walk-
ball, ski
Ski
ball.
ball. Yep.
Yeah,
So let me just tell you a little bit about the place.
Dogs
Just
are allowed in the
general.
outside.
yeah,
by the way.
we're doing that right now.
Just in general. So like when you walk in, there's a dining area just specifically for food.
a bar.
And then the whole thing is opened up, scaled up a little bit, lunchroom style. basically where you can get your beer and or food, and it's a very wide, spacious place overall. And they do it up with the concrete, the white oak, set up like wood on the bars, and it's just open up overall.
1 second here.
So
Matt Milnick, is that Matt Milnick from Monty City?
Yeah. That I would assume, unless someone stole his Facebook. Why? What did he say?
He said, "As fans, we demand more Spiff Chugs." I feel like I grew up with Matt Milnick.
Did you?
If it's the same Matt Milnick, yeah.
Yeah.
He has a brother.
He has a brother.
A little brother.
Yeah. And a sister.
Sister, yeah.
Yep.
I believe my brother went to prom with his sister.
Right. I mean, if the people want chugs, I can chug beer.
Yeah, I know Matt really well. He's a good dude. I like his whole family.
This is just about full.
His family, he's a good family. I like that guy a lot.
I work with Matt. He works with me. It's
really?
the same thing I do. Yeah.
He was a firefighter at the West End for a long time.
Still is.
Still there.
Firefighter.
Oh,
I think he might be their chief engineer.
And his brother's a firefighter too.
Yes, and a drone operator.
Yeah.
So if you ever want drone coverage, of
there's
banging
a couple
beers, he could probably float a drone like 4 inches above our head, and
I like
that's
it.
awesome.
we're a wrestling fan. If you know this, Matt Hardy. Give me.
I don't see. That's the one thing I don't follow wrestling.
I do. I'm such a fucking if I'm a nerd for anything, it's definitely pro wrestling.
I might have to now that there's no sports on.
There's actually
no college
believe it or not,
basketball.
wrestling. They're literally wrestling in empty arenas.
Oh really?
They're it's like a performance center, and it's something else.
AEW is in Jacksonville Jaguars because the owner of AEW owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh okay.
So they didn't. They can't have people in their stadium, so they literally just use the football stadium. Put a wrestling ring in and have no crowd.
That's amazing.
And the only crowd is the wrestlers who don't wrestle at night, and they just have fun in the crowd. Dude, it's so cool.
That actually sounds all right.
That is actually fun. I really wanted to watch that episode just to see how they would go about it.
Matt Hardy returned.
Yeah. And then Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee.
Brody Lee returned, yeah.
I actually like those two.
So here's the thing, and I'm going to get another shameless plug. So I do 4 different channels here. This is just one of them, if you like banging beers.
Fun facts, Josh Young, Dan Byer, and Uncle Dan.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
The dick hugger.
Anyway, Interviews with Everyday People is our first channel. That was my first podcast where I just kind of talk to people and tell their stories, and it's a lot of fun. And then that's my main channel that has the most fans. That has it's very close to 3,000 people. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, 2,800 and some. It's getting up there.
Wow.
And then Bangin' Beers, which you're watching now, and then Tornado Tag Podcast, which is our wrestling show, and we talk all pro wrestling and local wrestling, and then Not Cool in High School. So if you're into video games, movies, comic books, anything pop culture related, music,
in the band,
that you can check that out as well. But if you search
get all that on.
Yeah, if you search IWEP Network on YouTube or any audio music site or podcast site, you'll find us.
Anchor, Spotify, BeanPod, Apple Music.
Yeah, you nailed it, Ben.
Holy dog shit! You're
Evergreen. Let's get
places.
back to beer.
You're going places.
Yeah, right.
All right, so
I like this beer.
It immediately smells like coffee.
It does smell like coffee.
You guys drink this and talk about it, and I'm going to take a sip, tell you how much it tastes like coffee.
Right, and then just chug it.
Tastes like coffee, guys. And then just
send it.
Actually, there's a hint of cherry.
I taste the cherry.
The sweet cherry.
I got a little bit of tartness, right in the back of my
a little bit of a nip.
All right, so I'm gonna leave and let Ben be the host right here. If he sucks, tell me.
Uh-oh.
I didn't even do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh no!
You're wrecking the fucking place, Tony. Good job, man. Good job.
He's out of control. That's it. No more.
He hit it. Look at. It's going off the 3 seconds. He's like, and then wah, wah, wah. I'm like, fucking bastard.
No more 9% beers for him. He's done. Although,
we're hitting the 13% right off the cuff.
We're fucked.
Oh, where's Jason Mazzy Maz? He actually took a break. Mazzy Maz. I just don't want to just dump. Just jump on it. But
more of this. I like it.
Man. So, man, you guys have a lot to say.
So anyway, I don't know if we actually talked about
Liebel. Okay. He's cleaning up for Friday the 13th. Here's why we can't have nice things. Tony. Go figure. But that Cherry Potter, it's okay.
By Evergreen.
It's different. It's just different. Like adding the sweet cherries into it, it's actually a nice transition versus the tart cherries. If they had tart cherries,
I don't think it would be good.
Dear Lord,
because it does have the coffee bitterness to it.
Yeah.
So you're right. Sweet cherries, it works.
Now,
personally, I like it. I think it's a thin beer. It tastes thin to me for a porter.
Now, typically,
which it should.
Yeah.
Actually,
now,
being a porter.
Now, typically with like the porters and the stouts, the difference is the roasted and the malt. Yeah. So like, we always try and bring that up to people. Be like, oh, what's the difference between a porter and a stout? Well, there you go. It's the roast of the malts. That's really what you're looking at in general. And there's a little bit more extra factors than too.
Fuck it up.
Yeah, you goof.
Yeah, it's all banged up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But still, though, this is okay. This would be like a one-off. This is like a novelty beer to me. So, like, novelty beer is basically you have one, you enjoy it. But anyhow, novelty beer, that's a one and done for me. I would probably only have maybe a 12 ounce of that, and I'd be okay with what it's worth.
Yeah, I would agree. Again, I also feel like this is another breakfast beer. This is something. I would throw together some, Mickey Mouse pancakes, some fucking bacon, and slam one of these in the morning. Boom.
No joke. No joke. I would
like more cherry.
batter.
I would have liked more cherry, too.
Honestly, I would probably either throw that in, some brownie batter or even, make, chocolate chip pancakes with that porter.
Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying breakfast beer. Hell,
yeah.
what the hell? Why not?
No Jason tonight. We are under a quarantine in Pennsylvania, and Ben and Spiv live literally really close, so we just kind of came together.
And we literally are going off the cuff. We're doing it for you guys.
So no
this
Jason,
Jason,
no Andy, no Brett, and no Pops, which is my dad.
Yeah.
While we have a lot of people in the chat, we got 10 people from all over the place.
Awesome.
Shout out some breweries you guys like. Hit us up with some breweries, and maybe even if people never heard of it, we can spread some awareness to other breweries in the area that we can go show that love to.
And
or maybe we never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Either A, I can get some stuff. B, Spiv can get some stuff.
I travel well with beer.
Yeah. And we'll bounce around. We'll try and get some stuff. Or C, Andy can get some stuff. Or D, all the above.
All right? So now we're kind of getting into. We have 3 beers left, and we're only an hour and a half in. Since we're doing,
we may not just stick with just this, or maybe a snuck in extra beer to make it to 12.
I feel if we're gonna add a beer, I feel it has to be a sour.
Oof.
It's the only type of beer we didn't do tonight.
That's true. We didn't do a sour.
For real, yeah. And the barley wine, we rarely do barley wines too.
I say as long as we finish with the IPA, I could do a sour. That'd be fine.
Yeah, you're not big. You're not a fan.
No,
of sours?
I love sours, but sours after a dark beer, it's
yeah,
that's gonna be interesting. Okay,
sour grapes.
Ironheart in Carbondale is a good place. I've never heard of it, but
I've actually never heard of that either. Ironheart,
OBR Creek, OBERCREEK. And I mean Hudson. We've had tons of Hudson Valley on this show.
Yeah,
we actually have a full Hudson. We have 13 beers coming up from Hudson Valley, all sours. Yeah, so we have a sour shootout coming up.
Except for one is an oak aged lager, which actually they make stellar
oak aged lager.
They make a stellar oak aged lager.
Hudson Valley
from Hudson Valley.
Yeah,
Hudson Valley out of New York.
I mean they're
sours.
They're killing it.
They're killing it.
Yeah.
Put it this way: they make great sour beers. How somebody says okay, a pineapple IPA, and you're looking forward to tasting the pineapple, and it just doesn't taste like that.
Yeah.
Whenever they put pineapple in a beer, you taste
it's there.
I'll put it this way.
Oh dear Lord.
We have a lot of sours from Pennsylvania.
We do.
And every single time I taste one, they go up against Hudson Valley. In my mind, Hudson Valley is the upper echelon of sours for me.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Pennsylvania sour?
Ooh.
Or at least Fermenteria.
If I had to say one at least, that would be at least comparable, solely because I know we only had one beer from them. It would be probably Fourscore with the Jamba,
really?
the Jamba
that was
series.
That was a good beer.
Just
Fourscore.
because they were straightforward with it. They said it's sour. I mean,
for me, it's tough because there's 2 breweries that stick out to me. and one of them
I might even goof up on that then too.
And one of them would be Tattered Flag.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I believe the gentleman from Tattered Flag who was brewing at Brewfest that day has just left Tattered Flag.
Wow.
And now he's at Chatty
Monks.
Monks.
I
The
just
dude,
had
the
some
dude with the
chatty-
glasses?
Yeah,
Was he
I
with
don't-
Wolf or was he with...
No, I'm not really certain.
Wolf was really good.
Well, you know, my track record
I
with
can't
that one,
remember
but-
if he was at Wolf or he's at Rotunda. I mean, Tattered Flag. But he was one of the beers... Who won? Tattered Flag, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who was holding the belt that day that won. He left and went to... unless Facebook is lying, he just left and went to...
Facebook never lies.
yeah, he went to Chatty Monk. But my favorite...
Big Brother.
It's a wheat beer. It's a wheat but a sour. I would say when it comes to flavor profile, not so much sour, but just hitting you with exactly what it's telling you it is. Rotunda.
Okay, I
like
can see that.
I like Rotunda sour wheat beers.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would want to try...
The Beer Fairy dropped off the. Sorry. The,
No, you
what was it? Their red. Was it a cherry ale? Something like
Okay.
that. Sour. Amazing.
I had their
Amazing.
I had their strawberry banana. I gave it a 5 out of 5.
So good.
It was amazing.
So good.
Dark horse for me would definitely be like Wolf sours, and like the way that where Derek, like I actually talked to him
Key lime
like,
pie. That was fantastic.
way before we even conceived this beer podcast.
Yeah.
I said to him like, "Hey, would you be definitely interested in being a like?" I actually openly asked him like, "Hey, if it ever goes anywhere," I said, "Would you be interested in doing it?" He goes, "Oh hell yeah."
Yeah.
He was like flat out like the first.
So
when I
another
did it.
one thrown out was Zeus Brewing Company in Poughkeepsie. We actually have a school.
Ooh.
One of the companies, the company I work for, has a school in Poughkeepsie. We had
And that's
hearing
from-
good things about Two Villains, and there's Soul Brewing in Pleasantville. So if you guys are in the New York area, so I actually have my dad. It's just beer podcast, guys. My dad lives in Cortland, New York. He just moved up there for a job, so he goes to Cortland Brewing a lot, and then he there's a lot of like different beer shacks up there, and they have like a lot of stuff on tap. Just listening to your episodes, I would really like to try something from Sloop. And I don't remember the brewery that it was, but when you guys had the girl from Brazil on,
That's Industrial Arts.
I would love to try an industrial
that stuff
arts
is
bill.
really good.
Yeah.
That stuff is like metric.
So if you can have that
That
ready
is
for us when we come up to New
really-
York, I'd be really
We
excited.
actually got a
That's solid beer right there.
We actually got a triple IPA from them, and
From where?
From Industrial Arts. Unfortunately, when I go through my Instagram and go through stories, I kind of spoiled what the ABV is on that one.
Did you really?
I didn't. No, it was by accident because I'm going through it and I see.
So there's one beer that they sent us that you know or know the ABV to.
Yeah,
You know what that means?
I'm not exempt.
That
from
means
it.
we have to have it right now.
or that.
And
that's totally up
because
to those
we
guys.
had 11
no,
beers.
because no,
We
it's,
had 11 beers, and
I
they're
know.
watching. We should probably have the industrial
that'd be
on.
that'd
would
be
agree.
fine. No,
Yeah.
that'd be fine. That'd be
Yeah.
fine. If the It's Just Beer guys are okay with it.
I feel like we should have. Doesn't Dan work at industrial?
Yes, Dan the
Then
Viking.
we should
Dan the
100.
Viking works at Industrial.
Then we should 100% have.
Yeah,
an
because I
industrial.
saw it. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, and I'm like, you know what? I was kind of like disgusted a little bit because I kind of wanted to really. I wanted to take the ABV game seriously.
Yeah. So out of they sent us a bunch, right?
They only sent us the one. They sent us like
They sent a bunch of beers.
Okay, put it this way: we'd be down to 11.
I think that's fair. I think we should definitely have it.
Just see what they say.
They said do it.
Do
All
it.
right,
They
fair
said do
enough.
it. We got to do it.
Sophia, that's her name. Sophia is the most pleasant ASMR voice I've ever heard in my life. You should
really?
definitely have her again. She's so knowledgeable of like beer. Like I learned a lot on that episode. She went to Brazil and started like a whole craft scene in Brazil.
Amazing.
And Brazil's not easy to do anything in. Like their country is crazy when it comes to doing anything.
Right.
Like their laws and their government. I actually have a family member who, he was a foreign exchange student, but came up and lived with our family for a while. So he's like a member of our family.
Yeah, of
His
course.
name is Thiago, and he lives in Brazil now. And he's like the country. He's trying to get out of the country. He hates it. It's
Right.
it's bad. It's really bad.
But yeah, Industrial Arts.
Drink the monkish we sent.
Uh-oh. The monkish.
Yeah, we got a monkish double IPA in that then too.
Oh.
So therefore, we did actually. I think we might have had a monkish at one point or another on an episode.
I mean, they're requesting. Drink our home. All right, now they're just saying drink everything.
Just drink everything. Drink your fridge.
bullshit, guys. Come on.
Chug the fridge.
Let's do the industrial right now.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So
I
I'm
agree.
gonna peel it right off. So, all right. If you had to guess, I know the ABV. I would probably
let's
guess
drink it first.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
All
you,
right.
you that's fine. You could know it.
All right.
But
So,
Tony and I don't know it.
Exactly.
all right. Fair enough.
This will give me a hint of how good I'm going to do it. Oh, that's a pretty beer. Good color already.
Well, don't forget. I poured
All right,
it
let
from
me
a
look at
stout
this.
then too.
Can art.
Can art's always cool. It's always like hexacentric.
All right, so you're telling me your brewer. I'm looking at your can.
They do a lot of
it's
like
industrial.
Yeah, it's
Right.
literally
and then
industrial.
like the can is like I'm not a car guy, but it looks like pistons or like machinery. I like the can art,
I know.
and it's purple. Not a lot of purple in cans.
Now,
You're
don't-
right. There is not a lot of purple in cans.
Now, don't forget, we actually had an industrial arts beer, K Thanks, when we had our gimmicky
we
episode.
did.
Yeah. So we actually did have from this brewery
Did
before.
we liked K things, right?
Oh, look at this.
It was just
That's
different.
Pretty.
It was just different overall.
All right. There's some more here yet.
So I want to.
That's all you.
I'll
Ben.
dip
That's
into
all
that.
Ben. That's all Ben.
I
He
have a
said
little
drink
bit
all
more.
of our beers. We will on another episode. We're
Don't worry, guys. We will take care of that for
It's
you.
fuck
so.
machinery. I cannot wait to hang out with these guys. It's gonna be such a good time.
Oh my god, it's gonna be.
Oh,
we're gonna be
love the
partying until like
smell of
3,
it,
4
too.
o'clock, and then we're gonna be leaving on Sunday at like 11 o'clock.
We're sleeping over.
We're definitely sleeping
Wow.
over. So there you go, guys. We're
That's a
fucking
hell of a
sleeping
beer.
over.
That's a
I
hell
wanna-
of a beer.
I want to meet Sophia, and I want to meet the the two guys from Sloop.
If I come up, I'm sleeping in the street.
Yep,
There's no doubt
that
about
is
it.
definitely wow.
That's a great beer.
I like it a lot.
12,
I
11 of
really, really
12,
like it.
11 of 19.
12, 11,
Wow,
and
so that's from
when?
December.
That was
Okay,
It's a
so
day-
that's drinking
That's
awesome.
That's a day after my brother's birthday.
wow.
December 10th is his birthday.
This is an IPA. What is this?
well, it's a triple.
Wait, it's a triple.
Lupulin loaded flavor burst.
Ah,
apparently.
the loopy. Ah, loopy.
Lupulin
Yes.
is like the actual like pollen from like the IPA flowers that they
Right.
throw into there, and it makes the mouth feel that much
All right,
smoother.
Smooth.
So-
it's like soft, creamy.
So I don't know how beers age. So this is from December. So we are now in the third. So it's
A triple IPA ages very well.
a triple. It doesn't drink like a triple.
Fuck no.
That could be because of the age. It has a little hint of boozy and malt, but it's still very smooth. It finishes very nice.
Now let's be on. So, Spive, what would you rate this as a triple IPA?
As a triple,
Yes.
4.75.
Well,
He's
okay.
asking ABV.
No, ABV. I'm sorry.
Oh,
my apologies.
I know drunk Ben.
My apologies.
He
I'm
asked-
thinking one thing, and I'm asking
Right,
for
okay.
one thing, but I'm
Got you.
going for
All right.
another.
Yeah.
So-
Oh man!
sorry.
So as a triple, this is a
This is
this is a dangerous beer. I
this
feel
is sneaky.
It is because a triple. So I know it has to be up there. I'll say
We had a single tonight that was 10,
right,
and it was
and
disgusting.
and it was disgusting. And this is way smoother.
Yeah.
So I'm really confused right now. I'll just go with that. I'll say a 9. I'll say it's 9%.
Tony,
Let me get one more. Let me get one more in this.
give a little nip.
I don't taste the booziness.
I get a little bit of boozy.
Sitting in the can, it did take a
Triple.
nice nip. It's a triple.
It's a triple.
So use the force, Luke.
11.
Okay, so you were 1% off each. It was a 10 percenter.
A 10. Okay.
10
What
on
did,
the
you,
button.
what did you say?
I said 9.
You said 9?
Yeah, so you were below it. You
I
were
may
above
actually
it.
be decent at this ABV game.
So, because we had a lot of triples and all that. Don't forget, though, too.
It's in its third trimester.
So, it is Impact Wrench. It's a triple IPA that clocks in at 10% ABV.
Well, hold real quick, Ben. Dan, you one of the Dans, you make this beer. Send me a message. Go to Facebook and look up Anthony Blackwell Jr. Send me a message and I can have you call in right now, and you could tell us about this beer.
That would be
Yeah,
outstanding.
that'd be great.
Would that be fun?
That would be outstanding.
Yeah, and you could do like a Facebook call. While he's doing that, Ben, read it off. What's on Untappd?
At 10% ABV, this is the first beer we've made to hit double digits. Mosaic, Simcoe, and Comet hops blast through a base of spelt, wheat, and oats for a full-bodied lupulin-loaded flavor blast. Wow, there's a lot going on.
You can feel the oats. It makes it. I think that's what smoothed it out. That's what made it deceivingly, easy on the palate.
Yeah, I never had anything with Comet hops in it. That's actually pretty cool. Comet hops, yeah.
It goes through the galaxy, which gets it all that flavor too.
Oh, you scumbag, you! You pun scumbag. There you go.
Right.
Whoop. And then.
Okay.
Whoop. We're killing the can.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys for the beer as well.
Yes.
Thank you for Impact Wrench. It's just beer, guys. Dan, Uncle Dan, or Dan the Viking, Uncle Dan, and Josh.
They sell a lot
Joshua.
of this at Sabatini's in Exeter.
Really?
Yes. That's where I had it for the
That
first
is
time.
definitely...
Anytime you see it, grab it.
I will.
I would definitely pick up a 4-pack of that. I love that overall.
Hey, can you hear us?
Not this one in particular.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, Dan. All right, we have Dan calling in.
All right, here's Dan.
So, Dan, what are we drinking here with this
fellas?
Impact Wrench?
Yeah, you're drinking our first triple IPA. Like you guys said, it's 10%. And
We were really close with the ABV.
probably our most... Yeah, you guys are doing pretty good. I've only seen you guys one ABV so far because the videos have been kind of cutting in and out. And I joined late,
it
but-
sucks. This is why we don't do
We'll
it.
work on that.
But
No, it's all good. But yeah, that's our most requested beer. You guys, like I said, have batch 1. We just put out batch 2 2 days ago. And every time I bring beer somewhere, people request the hell out of it. They're like, oh, when's that Impact coming back? When's Impact coming back? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. It's going to be spring sometime. So we actually, canned it again a couple days before spring.
So, Ben, I found some of your beers up in like the
Dan.
Wolf's... Oh, Dan. What I thought it was Ben.
Ben's next to you.
Oh, Ben. All right.
We're
whatever.
cold beers in.
Dan, Ben. It's all 3 letters. E's in the middle. We got it. All right. Dan, do you guys know, I found some of your beers like up in the Wyoming Valley.
Pennsylvania.
And they were in Pennsylvania, which were amazing. Of course, like Metric and things like that. Do you think you'll be releasing this one in PA?
To my knowledge, that one only gets local distribution. So that's going to be southern New York, probably Manhattan, and the surrounding Hudson Valley area. I can send you guys some more, or if Ben makes a trek to Hudson Valley Brewery, there's some spots that will carry it. And actually, our second tap room is in Beacon, so it's about a 5-minute drive from the Hudson Valley Brewery.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
okay,
real,
that's cool.
How long have you been? How long have you been with Industrial?
Just a little over a year.
Is this your first brewery you've worked for?
Yep.
So did you start as a home brewer and then kind of like, how does that process work? Like, like for me, I'm a sports guy. So you start off in high school, little league,
Right.
and then you go to high school and you go to the main, like how does a
You get
brewer go through those
recruited.
steps?
Was you recruited or...
All right, yeah. So I don't actually brew. I do distribution.
Oh, okay.
okay. So he's the guy to
Yeah, so
talk
I'm
to
the
about
guy who brings
getting this shit in the
beer that
PA.
gets made. Yeah. I don't know who does our distro in Pennsylvania. It's either Remarkable Liquids or Serene Beverages.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I would have to talk to Sophia about that, but
Get them in contact with
yeah,
us, and
you
then
guys
we can get
beers.
your beers in our area, because if we drink a lot of it and people hear this podcast, we can like connect those dots.
yeah, once we get operations fully going in Beacon, at least Ren should probably be going nationwide.
Awesome.
Okay.
This is a good beer. I can't wait for people to try it.
Yeah, this is an amazing beer.
For being, we're drinking a can from December, and it's fantastic.
Don't forget it's a triple too.
And it's a triple, yeah.
So it, they kind of hold
We're hitting
their,
it hard,
They
man.
hold their value a little bit.
How
longer.
long has Industrial been around?
We will be having our 4th anniversary in August.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Okay.
Dude, the craft beer scene's fantastic. Just
It's nutty.
Like we were just at a brewery not too long ago, and they've been open 9 weeks and have 17 beers for people to try. Like, it just blows my mind.
And don't worry, we'll bring those to you then.
Yeah, we'll definitely. It'd be tough if they get cans. We'll do it because I feel like when you put for me anyway, when you do a growler, it loses its characteristics.
No, if we do, I think they do growlers. I think, well, growler, but if we do it like when we
Or
get
bottle.
there and
they do bottle some stuff,
and we bolt over, no questions asked. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even if it's for that day, as long as it's sealed up, I think we'll be okay.
while we have you on, Dan, too, give us a little bit of a rundown how It's Just Beer podcast started.
Wow. Josh had been living out in Colorado, and he moved back to New York, where he's originally from, and he kind of put the idea out to me to start a podcast. You know, he knows a good amount about audio-related stuff, and he knew that I knew a lot about the beer scene. You know, I go to a lot of beer releases. It's pretty much my every Saturday is going to a different brewery and picking up cans and bottles and whatnot. So he kind of threw the idea my way, and we just kind of cobbled it together. We met up at his place, and first couple episodes were just me and him, and we didn't really know how it was going to go, but the conversation flowed well, and first couple episodes were 2+ hours, and even though we had a good time doing it, we felt we needed a third. So, we had Dan Liebel join. I think he was a guest on the third episode, and we were like, you know what? Let's just have him be, a full-time
he's a character.
member.
He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
You keep him around.
He's ridiculous. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of how we...
Yeah, no filter on that boy.
Yeah, we started with just me and Ben, and then we used to have guests, like local bands and local people come on Bangin' Beers. And then it got to the point where it's like I would be sending people home after, like, 4 or 5 beers that never had craft beers, and they're leaving here smoked. And I was like, you know what? I gotta have people around me who are craft beer drinkers. Yeah. So then I kind of turned it into a team effort, and then we have like rotating guests, but we have like 2 guys who are really locked in with Andy and Jason, and then Spiv here that's on his is his first episode, but he's someone who's been doing craft beer, trying to get it out there in the area for a long time on his own on Facebook, and now he's part of our team, so we kind of like snatched him up and joined our program.
And no, Jug, I'm very glad we got you, and I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
me too. I love it. This is great.
We got a guy named Brett who pretty much helps run a beer distributor in our area, so he kind of joins us, and then he not only has the inside source of getting beers, he can kind of say, hey, you should do this on the show, so we kind of have that insight.
He's like our merchant from Resident Evil 4. He's like, what are you buying? What are you looking for?
Ben's
what are you selling?
This is Drunk Ben.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Drunk Ben.
I love it.
And it's not Resident Evil 4.
It is Resident Evil 4.
It's not technically
Oh, come
called.
on.
It's called
No,
Resident
no,
Evil.
you're wrong. You're wrong.
Does it say 4 in the title?
It is Resident Evil 4.
You're right, it does.
It's my yeah.
No.
It is.
Resident Evil... Oh, you're talking
With
about
the merchant.
With Leon, yeah. Right, sorry. We're
Bam.
back.
We're not drunk.
We're back, Dan. We're back. We went on a nerd tirade there.
You're starting to sound like us, going off on fucking tangents all the time.
Yeah. You have no
That's
idea.
the beauty of
In
it.
Lord of the Rings, when he dies, you don't even fucking know. I love that
All right, you
episode.
can be like Josh and Dan and talk about the origin of the fucking Urukai for 45 minutes.
And then Dad the Viking is just sitting there, just like,
How was California, by the way?
Dude, it was fucking great. I didn't want to come back.
My little brother's actually stationed right now in San Diego. So if he's listening, what are some beers he should get from that area?
Is he in Coronado?
He's just in the Marines base, wherever in San Diego that is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's in Coronado. That's
Right.
where my friend who I was visiting, her husband is. He's in not Afghanistan, Iraq right now. But when he's home, he's stationed at the Navy base in Coronado.
Oh, that's awesome. So my brother's in the Navy, but he's a corpsman, so he actually works with the Marines.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, San Diego. There's Pure Project. They were really cool. There's Coronado Brewing Company. Modern Times. Trying to think what else. I mean, the majority of the ones I visited were more in the LA area. but I know San Diego's got a ton. North Park Brewing was really good. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment. You kind of put me on the spot. But
Sorry about that.
There's a ton. No, it's okay.
All right, well,
Green Cheek Brewing is not too far from there. Yeah, there's a ton.
awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna rotate out and maybe have someone else call in. I appreciate you messaging me and getting this on. We really look forward to coming out there. Once all this craziness in the world settles down and it gets a little nicer weather, we'll definitely shoot out there and we'll break bread and we'll hang out and do a double episode. So we'll do a Bangin' Beers episode and we'll try New York beers, and then we'll do a It's Just Beer podcast, and we'll bring a bunch of cool beers from the Pennsylvania area.
Don't worry, I'm bringing my A game on.
We're going to work together on that list.
Fuck yeah, sounds good, guys.
Because I want them to have Rotunda. I want them to have Liquid Noise. I want them to have...
Don't worry,
Tattered Flag.
Liquid Noise would definitely be on my go-to.
Yeah.
My go-to.
So I think that'd be fun because we could bring our beers from our area. I am bringing a Chetty. I'm bringing a Chetty with me.
You got to.
Yeah, I have to bring a Chetty.
Yeah.
A Yingling.
We're going for like 12 hours and we're fucking sleeping over, and then we're going to wake up refreshed and amazing. So
It's going to be a bloodbath, as Josh said.
That doesn't sound like it's going to be any of those things. It sounds like someone's going to be naked in an alley.
Listen, it would be the first time Ben almost got to that point in New York.
Oh boy!
But Dan, thank you so much for calling, and we really look forward to you hanging out with you guys. And if you're listening still, definitely check out It's Just Beer podcast. Anywhere you find podcasts, just type in It's Just Beer podcast and check out Industrial Arts.
Great beer.
Fuck yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I
Nope.
appreciate you taking my call.
Not a problem, man. We look forward to hanging out with you soon. See you.
see you, Dan.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.
So if you want to call in and hang out with us, all you have to do is just send me a message at Anthony Blackwell Jr. on Facebook, and I can get you in.
Dan's going to be like, my dick is so hard for your podcast.
So I know you like keeping cans, but this one we're gonna cut
That's
off.
fine.
We're gonna peel this, and we're gonna cut off Impact Wrench, and we're gonna cut off Industrial Arts, and we're gonna put it on the table.
Yeah.
If you could see, this entire 10-foot table is covered in stickers.
And there's a good reason why.
We're gonna
because
add your.
That beer makes me hard. That's a fucking good beer.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I like
Yeah.
that too.
What are we giving this?
5. I give it a 5.
5.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'll
For
go-
a triple IPA,
I go 4 or 5.
there's no heat. I didn't taste the booziness personally.
That's just an enjoyable
but
beer.
I liked it a
Yeah.
lot.
Like, it's actually a beer that'll get you in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, you would 100% not know that drink's like a 10.
No,
and
like you drink 3 of them, and next thing you know, you are naked.
with a girl probably you wouldn't have hooked up with normally.
Not necessarily.
You'd
true,
be acting
but
up like
possibly.
Triple H on like back in WWE
Yeah.
Attitude Era. WWE Attitude Era. Wow.
Hold on,
I am
boy.
definitely.
I'm doing this real quick. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I don't even know if she wants to do this, but it's happening. Hey, Jen.
Hello.
Well, you're here. You're on the podcast.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on? So, tell the people how you found out about us.
I was at the Black Diamond
You report that.
listening to, oh my goodness,
Bad hooligan.
Bad
Bad
hooligan.
Hooligan, Valentine's Day, and Tony showed up. He was there, and he was just, it was great. He was rocking the mic. It was awesome.
I
We got
rapped
to
and sang a
talking,
little
all this
bit.
other stuff. It was good. It was a good time.
Awesome.
It was definitely a good time.
So here's
Using
the
my
thing too.
telekinesis here.
Jen obviously can't make it and be a part of the table, but she definitely behind the scenes. She helps Bangin' Beers. She helps make some good posts when she goes out and tries beers places. She gives reviews, and that's
Perfect,
what
Jen.
that's what we're looking at. That's what we're
Yeah.
looking for. We're looking for people in the area, or even if you're not in our area, to join our team. Join the Bangin' Beers team.
Yeah.
We'll give you access to make posts on the page, and you can definitely contribute and be a part of this community that we're building to get craft beer out there to people.
Yeah, I got a couple of my family and friends to like, the page and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
We just broke 1,000, so that's really cool.
Or even if you're not in the area.
Oh, I hear echo. You're still listening to the stream.
yeah, no, that was Alex. There we go.
All right, so we're at
There
the
we go.
Back to the Future.
yeah, we're at the barley one now.
Fuck.
Now when you were looking at the merchandise, and you there's two logos to choose from. Why did you choose the logo you chose?
Because it stands out more to me, I think.
Is that what we're going with?
Catches people's eyes.
Is that what we're going? All right, we'll go with that.
What?
She's like, whatever. Like,
What's going on with that?
look at the head. It's like a
beautiful.
hovering head.
Yeah. So
that's
our
weird.
two logos you can choose from is, see, if you look at the banner here hanging up, that's our Bangin' Beers podcast logo.
Washington Redskins colors.
They're really not Washington Redskins logos colors, but it worked out that way. But the reason, what happened here is
Just live.
we took we took a color sample of a ale, and we took a color sample of an amber ale, and that's what those two colors are.
Wow.
But it just came out looking like a kind of like a burgundy, and because we couldn't use a stout color because it wouldn't look good on a black
That's
background.
funny.
So we couldn't use green and silver or green.
Yeah, we would never use green and silver.
Red,
No.
green, and yellow Green Bay Packers.
Never that.
Never.
I wouldn't be
Never.
opposed to Green Bay Packers. My grandma's a Green Bay Packers fan, but we'd never use Eagle colors.
Yes.
But and then our other logo is, it looks a lot like a popular website where you can watch adult films.
Oh, they know. They all know.
They all know.
So what do you drink? What are you drinking tonight, Jen? In your quarantine?
See, what had happened was I had bought some craft beers to try, and I never put them in the refrigerator, so they're still sitting on the counter. So I'm currently drinking a Miller Lite.
Oh boy.
What craft beers did you buy?
All right.
Let's see. I got them at the Weiss Market, so
Ooh, be careful. Don't buy them in the first shelf. That's right. It has changed, so never mind. Ignore that. It's not the same setup as it used to be.
No, but they're still like
In the sunlight. Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't buy the ones that are in direct sunlight because they skunk like crazy.
And they hold.
I got some Bloodline,
Flying
Blood
Dog?
Orange Ale.
Yeah, Flying
Wow.
Dog. That's a good beer.
Is that what
Yeah.
Bloodline? Okay,
Yeah.
Blind Dog. Is that what that is? I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're out of
And then I
Maryland.
got some Cider Boys Apple Peach Hard Cider.
Ooh, I'd be interested to try that.
Got some more of this. I got some
Get the hot
Flying Dog Raging Bitch.
Good beer. I'm a huge Flying Dog fan. I want to go to that brewery really bad.
Yes. The Raging Bitch was actually like the
Christmas
second
ale.
craft beer that I was into.
Yeah.
Some Great Lakes Christmas Ale. And then we got some Sam Adams Mountain Berry.
Sam Adams Mountain Berry.
Is that new?
I've never
Yeah,
even heard,
it's
never heard of
a
that.
limited release.
Oh, well, I guess you got the limit on it.
Yeah. And the Great Lakes is a good brewery too.
Yeah, like Edmund Fitzgerald and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas one though, so it's an ale, so that might.
sounds spicy.
Yeah.
Nutmeg,
Let me see here.
eggnog.
Well, if you're
On the
curious what Jen thinks of these beers, she's going to drink them and give them a review on Facebook on Bangin' Beers. And if you want to do the same thing, you can always message us and we'll give you access and you can do that. What do you think of this barley one?
So let me just give a little bit of a profile to this one. This is like our top tier overall. So Rich Girl is an Aslan.
Hey Jen, we're going to let you go real quick. Is that cool? Are you have anything else you want to plug or put out there?
No, I'm good, guys.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, so Rich Girl is an Aslan Beer Company barley wine, which clocks in at 13% alcohol by volume. It is a barley wine with maple, bacon, cayenne pepper, brown sugar, and cinnamon. I'm not going to lie to you about this. Wow.
I agree. Wow.
Wow.
I don't want to sound like a pretentious fuck, but
No.
I literally can taste almost every one of those things. Maple, bacon, you get the heat.
Tony,
I get maple.
Fucking good.
from a darker beer. What do you think about this?
All right, so it's a barley wine.
It's a barley
So
wine.
I don't get any roast.
Right.
No coffee.
There's no roast or coffee.
It tastes like liquid maple bacon.
With some heat.
I don't get any heat though.
You-
I get a
didn't catch any
little.
heat?
But
I get a little bit.
but we just
that
drank
cayenne,
I just drank a triple IPA, so I don't.
Not that kind of heat. Different heat. Like
spicy,
like spicy.
Let me get
Yeah,
a little.
right.
Let me get a
like
little-
spicy.
Anacap's hot fries heat.
Right. Yeah. That's a great.
That's the way to go about it. That's like it has that like you don't want to get your ass
Yeah.
blasted by it, but at the same time, like you just want a little bit of heat. No joke. I'm kind of glad I brought this along.
Yeah, that's a great
For
beer.
real. That's solid. The Rich Girl.
So I do get the heat. You're gonna hate me for this.
Oh no,
I'm not a fan.
not a fan.
When
happens.
it comes to flavor, everything that it says it tastes like, it tastes like.
It does.
But I'm also the type of person who can eat bacon all day long, and I could put tons of maple syrup on pancakes, and I love it. But if you ask me to drink it, it weirds me out.
So as a
Different strokes for different folks.
right as a barley wine though.
I don't. To me, it doesn't even taste like a barley wine. It tastes.
doesn't.
It tastes like liquid.
No.
Like how you were talking about the spiciness.
Yeah.
It tastes like liquid, spicy maple bacon. It's like if I didn't have teeth.
hot fucking pepper bacon.
But
with some,
isn't it hitting its mark with that?
It does, but I
It
wouldn't.
definitely hits its mark.
I don't want to keep
think.
drinking it.
That's why I shared it with you guys, just solely because, like,
It hits-
I don't know what I can
It
do
hits.
with it.
It hits every aspect of the beer that I would want it to hit.
And then boom, Ben, here comes Spive, and I'll drink that fucking shit.
Yeah. To me, it just there's certain things that I like the taste of, but I don't know if I want them grounded up into a liquid form and drink it. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. But at the same time, though,
This isn't something you're gonna drink four of. Like you're not gonna.
You almost just dumped that everywhere.
oh, I know. I'm like, boop, boop. But I would just say this right now. Isn't it impressive how they actually did that?
Sure.
Did the label?
If this was a stout,
Like the label, but just like the flavor
Oh, the
profile
flavor,
overall. And this is. There's no day on that can. Well,
way to go, Aslan.
Well, it's a barley wine, so.
they are very confident and big dick energy confident with their.
That's Ben's thing.
Yeah, I think they should
13%.
be.
Big dick energy.
I think they
Yeah.
should have big dick energy on that. To be honest,
I really do. I really do like that, just solely because it hits all those elements in one shot.
Oh, it's definitely spicy. It's definitely maple. It definitely has bacon. It just it kind of grosses me out.
it's not like any barley wine I've ever had in my life. First of all,
We have a couple barley wines. Well, one it was in December. Well, Christmas Eve. I brought it over to a buddy of ours. He's on Not Cool in high school. I brought a barley wine, and I'm like, hey, everyone can try it out, no questions asked. Just
Right.
pour it out. Like, I poured a taster for myself, like maybe about this size. Everyone's did the same thing too, and they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. And like,
right?
it was buttery, it was coconutty, it was like there was a lot going on with it. And I was like kind of like, even Tony said, he's like, it's a bit of a strong beer, because he came along like maybe like 10 minutes afterwards.
I think
He's
if
like,
barley wine's an acquired taste. First of all,
Yeah.
you can't just jump into a barley wine. First off,
I kind of jumped into barley
So-
wines when it came to Trogs with the Flying Mouflon, just
Right.
because like
Yes.
they were the only
It was the only thing that we could get
game
that
for real,
right? That you would get a barley wine in. That's
But
correct.
ever since Aslan was doing it, they did it in bottle. They did some in bottles and all, and like even in cans. I'm like, all right, I'll roll with yous. And then all of a sudden, like they really, I personally think they do better with their darker beers. Like they do the barley wine, they do
Aslan-
better barley wines and stouts, because their stouts are like 15%. They did an 18% stout that we had on the show, which was Buku Saigon, which is basically a 18% ABV beer stout, and that was like 6 months in bourbon barrel and apple brandy barrel.
That's a huge beer.
And then they did like the Vietnamese cinnamon, like the
Vietnamese
vanilla,
vanilla?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and the coffee too, like. And I sat on it for like almost a year,
Ruh-roh.
and no joke, like I gave it a 5 right off the bat. I'm like, this was so worth what it was. And like
Ben's drunk.
Tony's dad was just like, oh shit, like this was excellent. And Tony was just like,
Hey, this
tastes
is
like
good beer.
coffee.
Tastes like coffee. Look,
Tastes
it's
like coffee.
Tastes like fucking coffee.
We're
Coffee.
busting your balls.
Whatever.
All right. I'm not going to rush you guys. You can finish that. My glass is there. Whoever wants it. If you guys want to split it, you can.
I don't think you can rush this.
No,
beer
don't take your time.
at all. It's 13%.
Is it?
It isn't it? I forget. It's close to that.
While they're
It is
drinking,
13%.
Yeah. Plus, we just did a triple, so.
There you go with the rest.
Hey, thanks. Wait, what?
Oh shit! Yeah, good
whoa.
call.
What's going on?
Yeah, you might have to leave the stream for a second to do it. I'm not sure exactly how you're watching, but if you definitely want to call in, Dan, you're more than welcome. These guys, they're going to enjoy their barley wines for a minute, so we're going to hang out here for a moment while they drink that. So just click on my name
hangout mode
and just kind of call in, and then when you're done, you can just jump back into the stream. Because if you're listening to the stream and it's playing, it's going to echo anyway.
So I'll say this, like, anybody like on the stream or listening to the podcast or watching live or whatever, I'm probably one of the newer people actually into the craft beer scene.
Really?
Yeah, I've only really been into craft beers for maybe like 5 or 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I jumped right into the fucking deep end, man. You know, like I said, like Bell's Two Hearted was the first beer that really turned me onto it, and then from there, once I learned about Untapped, I'm like, oh, okay. So
I see. I wouldn't use Untapped because I thought it was like pretentious. Like I'm not going to sit at a bar and be on my phone. I'm just going to drink beer and talk to people.
Right.
And then so there's a lot of like my Untapped score does not look impressive, but there's a huge time for a huge point there where I just wouldn't use Untapped.
Well,
I
think we got a call here.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Dan.
Hello.
Uncle Dan in the house.
What up, boys?
What's going on, man?
Just drinking some beer, watching my girlfriend play the new Animal Crossing game.
I'm gonna be doing
guys.
I'm gonna be doing that as soon as we log off here
I believe
tonight.
Tony was talking about that earlier.
I love so I've never played Animal Crossing. It's my first time. It's
Same.
it's one of those games that my mom played, and I wasn't allowed to because you could easily fuck up someone's save file. So my mom's like, "No, this is not your game."
Yeah,
But now Animal Crossing's for the Switch, and I'm gonna play.
and you
it.
can play it.
I'm already on day 2. I don't want to brag or anything.
Wow.
God.
Yeah, I'm more of a Stardew Valley fan myself.
See,
And Harvest Moon.
I love. Have you ever played Graveyard Keeper?
I have not.
Play that; it'll change your life. You'll scrap Stardew Valley in a second. So Graveyard Keeper is Stardew Valley, but instead of growing crops, you can still grow crops, but your main income is you bury bodies in a graveyard and then take their organs and sell them and their skin and their meat and sell it to the village for money.
It sounds like what we might have to
That
do
does
in the
appeal
future.
to my inner necromancer.
Oh,
so-
100%. You would love it. After listening to your podcast as long as I have been, Graveyard Keeper is your jam, and if I'm wrong, you can make fun of me on your podcast.
Well, if I get around to checking it out by the time you guys get here, which might take months at this point now.
Yeah, with
But,
the world being crazy.
Yeah, no, I'll totally check that out. Well, I'll show you guys all the dead animals I have here.
Yeah,
Love it.
so we need to talk about this. We're going to go to your house. That's where the podcast is held, right at your house.
Yes.
So you became a regular member from being a guest, and also got it hosted at your house.
Yeah.
You're a boss, dude.
That's awesome.
You're
Well, it
killing
was
it.
funny because Josh one night he's just like, "Yo, can we do the podcast at your house for an episode?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I don't, whatever, no big deal." He's like, "Yeah, you be a guest," or I suggested being a. I don't remember. I was probably forceful. I'm a forceful kind of guy.
Yeah.
And then rest is history.
Listen, so I can relate. I can see Josh's point, because if I would have had you as a guest on my show, I'd have been like, yeah, he's no longer a guest. We're keeping this fucking guy around.
Or you're gonna be like, "Yo, this dude too much. He's gotta go. He's gotta go."
I find interesting people, and I'm like, listen, man, I grew up listening to Howard Stern. If I see somebody who's interesting, I'm putting you under my wing. Like, we're just rolling together.
I would love to be put up against your breasts.
I got some big ones. But yeah, so
Oh, nice, dude.
when we come
I'm
to
a
your
big
house,
fan.
I just can't have you trying to fuck with me with snakes. That'll ruin me.
You could do it for
So
me.
let me explain it to you.
All right.
This is the herpetologist, right?
Yeah, I'm happy we're talking about this, because that was my biggest concern.
Is this Dan the herpetologist?
Yes.
Uncle Dan.
Uncle Dan
Yes.
from the podcast.
Yes. It's
Oh,
just your
okay.
podcast.
From It's Just Beer. Okay.
Yeah, so when you walk into our house, you wouldn't even know that there are any animals inside of it.
Yeah.
You have
Resident
no
Evil
idea.
4 music plays. The save room.
Let him finish.
They're hidden in closets.
Calm down, drunk Ben.
What?
I'm sorry, Ben's cutting you.
So no, it's all good. It's so weird doing this over the phone, but you guys are all looking at each other. I'm like, oh shit, I want to look at people. But yeah, so you would never know. Another thing I got to say is, like, I don't fuck with people with snakes. Like, I might do some jokes.
I appreciate
looking at snakes, but you have to remember, as much as, like, I have such a vulgar, foul mouth and a sense of humor that is honestly, like, supreme garbage, I'm a lecturer. You know what I mean? And so the last thing I want to do is fuck with somebody to make them never ever want to get into reptiles, because I'm just saying.
Here's my thing. Like I'm a dog fan, right? I'm a dog fan. So if someone came to me and said I don't like dogs, I wouldn't hold my dog and pretend to throw it at them and say, "Oh my god, I'm going to fuck with you." Because first off, animals feed off body language. So if you're taking a snake and you're throwing it at someone who doesn't want it to be, like, you're giving the, like, and that's what people do. Like, you pick up a snake, you're like, oh, I know Tony doesn't like snakes, and then you throw a snake at me, I'm gonna swat it away.
Right.
I don't want to hurt an animal. Like, I don't like snakes, but I honestly respect them as human beings, and not human beings, as animals, and I don't want to harm them. I think so you're gonna laugh at me here. So I'm a wrestling fan, so my fear from snakes comes from Jake
the Snake Roberts.
100%. Wrestlers to me were modern day superheroes.
Okay.
Right? So I love superheroes.
Sure.
And wrestlers were real life versions of that.
Okay, I can see that.
And you have 7 foot tall, 300 and 400 pound dudes, and then a dude throws a snake in and they run away. So in my mind, I'm like, don't fuck with that.
Oh, for sure.
So then I started educating myself on snakes, not fully, but I just learned that, like, snakes can be venomous, and if they bite you, you're
as a kid,
you're fucked. You're gonna die. Like, and then of course, when you're a kid or you're into anything, you're gonna look up the worst extreme case of snakes. So for me at the time, it was like cobras.
Right.
So then Jake the Snake takes Macho Man.
As an adult, you're gonna look up the worst things.
Yeah. So Jake the Snake takes Macho Man Randy Savage, who's my favorite, and ties him up with the ropes. And then takes a king cobra snake and begins to put it on Macho Man's arm so it can bite him. In my child brain, I see Macho Man getting bit by the most poisonous snake in the world.
And now he's fucked.
He's dead.
Macho
Man's dead.
Was that like the Intercontinental Championship?
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah,
I cried. I bawled. I weeped. And it did not do very good for my psychology, like for my psyche.
Right.
Now, years later, being a Joe Rogan fan and having Jake the Snake on his podcast, and he tells that story, that snake actually killed itself. Like,
really?
They would never be able to do Jake the Snake in today's times because those snakes were so mistreated. It's unbelievable. Oh. They literally gave snakes to an absolute drunk alcoholic who had no idea what to do with snakes, and he would just throw it in his bathtub and then take it and put it in the and take it to the next show and throw it in the ring and just throw and literally just
not like an actual animal handler.
Yeah, and he would just throw it on people. You know what I mean? And then the snake's like, "What the fuck is going on? You're throwing me every 30 seconds."
Yeah, like I'm gonna bite everything in my fucking.
Yeah. Did he purposely actually starve it to death to get aggressive?
No, what he would do is what happened is they would have a snake wrangler and they would go on a circuit. And I guess from what I get, snakes don't only eat so many months at a time. Like they can eat and then take a break. I guess.
Yes.
Like they don't eat every day.
No.
Sometimes
they do.
Depends on the species.
Well, most of what he had was pythons.
Like a ball python.
Yeah, like pythons and boas. Yeah, they can fill up on a meal. They only need like 3 or 4 meals a year as a mature adult.
Yeah, so he would take a python. The guy would feed it, and then he would go on the road with it for 4 months, and
it'd be fine.
And then they would bring the snake back, and then they would just. And a lot of times snakes didn't come back because he would put them in a trunk, put them on an airplane, and they'd freeze to death, and that'd be the end of the snake. Like they would never be able to do what they.
Oh wow,
that sounds about right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of those snakes were just completely agitated because they were just not in a comfortable environment. They were used as like how we see elephants in the circus. Like they're just in a cage and they come out and do their tricks and then they leave again. And then when an animal goes animal, they're like, "Oh, that's a bad animal." No, you've probably been treated like shit for 6 months and just had enough. So
They've been all right over.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah, so that's why, and I'm not educated enough on what snake is which. Like, if it bit me, do I need to fucking freak the fuck out?
Pretty much any snake.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything biting you here.
Okay.
But the best advice I can give you if you're out hiking or just
I don't
in
go in
your
the
yard
woods.
or whatever, and you see a snake. All right, well, there you go. But you still might find one in your yard. You know what I mean?
He's true.
I don't know where you live, but outside of Pennsylvania,
We have
but,
copperheads and we have rattlesnakes
you know,
here.
And garter snakes.
But they're not scary.
You have timber rattlesnakes, eastern Massasaugas, and northern copperheads.
Yeah, our
Right.
big thing is copperheads.
Yep.
And the rattlers.
Yeah. Now,
We do have
it's really
some
funny
rattlers.
because I
We have
had
a lot
this
of them.
conversation earlier. Not as much as you think, but yeah, you have a better population than what New York has as far
Yeah.
as timber rattlesnakes go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah. So copperheads,
You sure?
copperheads are always really fun to talk about when I talk to regular people because I always tell people I'm like, oh yeah, I have a copperhead at my place, so you'll get to see him when you guys come over. And
This dude's a herpetologist. He has to.
I,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've got all kinds of venomous stuff. No, it's all good, but you'll see them, and I'm gonna be like, look at this copperhead. Like, I'm gonna guarantee you've probably never seen a copperhead in real life, even if you tell me you have. Most people mis-ID them for other, they see a milk snake, it's a copperhead. I had a guy bring me a black rat snake once. Now you'll never guess why they call it a black rat snake, because the motherfucker's black, right?
Yeah.
So you never guess why they call a copperhead a copperhead.
It's like a
Because it's got a copper colored head.
Yeah.
Like, I shit you not. Just like you listen to the names, and there you go.
So
The guy
we-
brings me a black rat snake. He says it's a copperhead, and I made him shit his pants when I grabbed the snake out of the bucket.
So Dan, are you a herpetologist or what, man? Because now I'm peaked. I got a little bit of biology background going on in my, my arsenal.
So here we go. If you really want to know,
Well,
am I
I mean-
officially a herpetologist? Am I like a publishing, studying collegiate herpetologist? I am not.
Okay.
So you could say I'm an amateur herpetologist, but I do lectures. I have a whole business around my reptiles.
he's
Okay.
So that being
So from what I'm going to try to put it in perspective of people who live out here. We have a guy named Porcupine Pat
Sure.
who's like an animal expert who goes to schools and educates people on animals.
Right.
That's no joke.
You're like our
He's New York Porcupine
Pat.
Pat.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
Do you know him?
exactly. I don't, but fuck, I want to.
Yes.
What a name.
He's old now,
Porcupine
though.
Pat.
He's older.
No
He's
joke.
older.
Yeah, he's been in elementary schools for like the past 50 years, and he just brings
Yeah.
like a big snake and a bunch of like porcupines and different wildlife in Pennsylvania.
He's a
And
badass.
and he educates kids on Pennsylvania wildlife.
He's a badass.
Yeah, and that's what I do, except mine's all reptiles.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Awesome.
So I do the same thing. I go to schools and camps and
Right.
libraries. I do birthday parties. Like, I do all that.
It's like you go.
But
Dan Liebel's
What's up?
Reptile Farm.
So do you go to like the Pine Barrens and shit and fucking like collect herps and stuff? That's my favorite thing to do. Like growing up.
I've actually never been to the Pine Barrens, and I've always wanted to go. Believe it or not, I don't. Man, especially
Dude.
since we bought our house a
Man.
couple years ago, I just haven't even had a chance to really get out.
I don't even know
But
what
yes,
Pipe
I
Barrens
was
are.
out tonight finding frogs and snakes and everything.
All right. Okay.
Take pictures.
That's
All
awesome.
right. Any tree frogs? What do we got?
But-
We got peepers or peepers?
No tree
Are-
frogs.
No peepers yet.
Peepers are out. The peepers are going wild. But we
Okay.
got the peepers. We got the little peepees. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Little peepees. I'll
yeah.
hold a frog all day
Little
long.
peepees.
I'll
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
with frog unless they're poisonous.
That's fucking good.
Yeah, well, I don't have
was
any
that
frogs on me, but we could probably, depending on the weather, we could just walk my property and we can find all kinds of things.
Oh boy,
Tony, where'd you sneak this one?
Yeah. What is this beer?
this is
We
the.
just cracked a beer down.
Oh,
just
sorry.
so
this
you
is
know.
this is the beautiful trauma. This is
yeah,
this is
okay.
the only stout in the world I like. This
okay.
is the chocolate imperial covered in strawberries.
All right, I gotta break the
strawberry.
seal. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
All right, Ben's gone. We can talk about him.
Ben's gone.
Assholes.
This is a really good beer.
Yeah. So when did you get into the craft beer scene and then also find Josh and other Dan to join this podcast?
What a great question. So, I didn't get into the craft scene. I mean, I started like baby stepping in, maybe about 10 years ago, and I mean baby steps. It wasn't anything crazy, and I'm still not even like I'm in it. I'm in it because like Dan Byers in it.
Yeah.
So Dan would come to my house and we would binge watch an entire season of Game of Thrones. Like once he got him out on Blu-ray, he'd come over. Oh, it's good.
Well, I'm out of work now for a while. I'm probably going to pirate it and go for it.
Oh, definitely go for it, dude. But yeah, so Dan would bring over like all these beers that I've never heard of, never experienced. You know, because like Dan mentioned, like every Saturday he's hitting up a brewery, he's doing shares, he's doing trades, and he would bring these amazing beers, and it just started blowing my mind. Like all these beers that I thought were like top notch. I'm just like, wow, these are like mid-grade beers that I've been drinking, and he's bringing me like the real gold. You know, stuff from like Bottle Logic from Anaheim, California, and stuff, Equilibrium from Middletown, New York, and Other Half, and all these other different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Dan, I forget. Dan would know the answer better than me because you know he's Dan. I forget when Dan got into it, but Dan got me into it probably, I guess, like a year after he got into it or something. But I don't go crazy. I don't go to beer releases and stuff. Like I think I've been to one. I'm only now just starting to travel to breweries. I'm busy. I don't always have time.
That's how I am too.
Yeah, it's like I'd love to go. I'd love to be able to just go and do it, but you know, I also I can't be spending like the money that these breweries want for like 4 packs of cans. Like, oh, as much as I'd love to, you know, I can't be like, bam, let me just drop $200 like real quick on like a 12 pack.
Right.
I mean, that's excessive, but you know what I mean? And to answer the second part of that question, I've known Dan for like 11 years.
Damn.
And I've known Joshua. Yeah, I've known Joshua for. I mean, we knew each other back when like Josh was in high school. I think I was just getting out of high school, but we didn't start like hanging out and like being like friend until like I don't even know. Josh could probably answer that better. 2011 ish, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sound like such a shitty friend.
No, you're definitely you're super entertaining on the show. I definitely look forward to listening. I think your dynamic between you three is fantastic. And one of the things that I try to recreate, and I hope that we're able to do that, is no matter who's at the table, this show still seems to be seamless.
Yeah.
And I think I think that's what we try to accomplish. Well, I try to accomplish personally with all 4 of my shows. No matter who's sitting across from me, I can drive a conversation and make it still seem like it's a good time, no matter what you're listening to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, dude, like, like you had mentioned at the beginning, like, I don't listen to podcasts. And it's not that I don't like podcasts. Podcasts are great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a musician, and I like music. And so, like, when I'm at work and I'm working, I listen to music. That's all I do.
I would say, since I've been doing this, I would say 80% of the interviews I've done on Interviews with Other People were all with musicians. So
right.
Oh, so there you go.
Like during,
so this will be simple for you when you come up.
Yeah, I actually I threw a music festival just for fucking shits and giggles, like last summer,
and it worked well.
Yeah,
too.
I had 2 national acts play, and I had I had 2 national acts, which 2 of them were from my friends, and then I had it backlined with 6 local bands from my area.
And in return, I got burnt fucking shins. Burnt calves.
Burnt calves. So like, I definitely respect the music scene, and I have a lot of passion for music. I can't play an instrument, but I like
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tony is a guy that...
man.
Tony's a guy, whenever you actually have something, he'll actually be in your corner and push you to do what you need to do. And he's that fire, like, hey, keep fucking going. I will support you 100%. Whether the deck is stacked against you or whatever, he will push you 100%.
Appreciate that.
And that's being completely honest.
No, I do appreciate that.
That's a really nice thing to say.
Yeah,
it is.
Even if I don't,
Hey, we're a wholesome podcast in a certain way too.
even if I don't know how to get you to get you where you need to go for your goals when it comes to financial or game plan or equipment to do what you need to do,
he'll try and point you in the right direction.
I'll research it and try to help you. But like other podcasts, I'll listen to podcasts, and I'm not an expert. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'll be like, hey, just as a feedback, I think if you guys should maybe try this or that. Like I messaged Josh and I was like, this episode sounded great, but I feel like the mics need to be closer to your mouth. And then the next couple episodes, you guys adjusted, and your podcast, I love it. Like I want to listen to podcasts supported, but if it doesn't sound good, I bail.
Right.
And your show has been.
I don't blame you.
And your show has been one of my regular shows. Like there's 2 podcasts that I listen to, and I try to. I still somewhat listen to Joe Rogan, but I've kind of taken a break from it because the last thing we need is another celebrity podcast, because what the fuck, you already have a lot of money, what the fuck you taking this over for too as well? You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ, there's so many other good things out there. So there's literally like 2 or 3 podcasts I listen to, and your guys' podcast is definitely one of them, because not only do I get educated on beer, but like the way you guys break it down and talk about certain things, I learn from it, because I don't realize that what I'm drinking, I kind of just drink it to drink it, you know. And having two guys in the show who make beer professionally or work in a brewery, it definitely helps me.
That's huge.
Yeah, you guys really like fill in the cracks in between when it comes to actually doing beer reviews, and it really helps us out. So we up our game, so on and so forth, and then.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Like, we review the beer as a consumer, and then at the same time, then too, you're like, hey, these are the hops that you should be tasting, and this is what the flavor profile should be, and so on and so forth. And lo and behold, that's how we try and pick it out.
We know hops from what's on what it tells us on Untapped, but if you put us in a room and have had 13 bags of hops and told us to pick out which one is which, we wouldn't fucking know.
Or
oh, dude,
13 different beers
I'm right there with
different hops.
Yeah.
And say, drink this beer. What's
and
the
tell
hop?
us what it is. Yeah.
Drink this beer. What's that hop? I wouldn't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I would know
if we were drinking Blake cans every day. We wouldn't know what the fuck we were drinking unless the brewery put what was on the can or on tap told us.
Maybe Galaxy and Mosaic. That's it. They're like, that's about it.
The old Sharpie mark of good, great, and excellent.
That's how I started too.
Yeah.
So
Galaxy and Mosaic, Citra, Cascade hops,
Yeah.
Like Josh makes fun of me. He makes fun of me because those are the hops I know, but those are the hops that my palate typically tends to enjoy.
Same here. I'm in the same boat with you, but you can add Simcoe for me as well. I like Simcoe, even though Josh says it tastes like dirt.
Simcoe leaves an earthy, dirty flavor for me too.
I kind of like it though.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
It's a hot hop.
I agree. Yeah,
spice to it.
You're totally right. There.
It's not for my
It's
palate.
earthy.
Yeah. All right.
I like earthy.
It works.
Earthy's
It works in
good.
some beers, and in some beers it doesn't work.
But I truly appreciate you calling in and getting in. I definitely want to get Josh in real quick before we close out here. But thank you for calling and
no problem.
And definitely get it. But once again, guys, this is the second now member of It's Just Beer podcast. Thank you so much for calling in.
Let's go 3 for 3.
Yeah. I cannot wait till we fucking hang out.
Thanks for calling in.
It's going to be awesome. Actually, if I can say one thing before
100%.
you make me go away.
No, 100%.
One thing. Here we go. I've totally been enjoying this podcast, watching you assholes fucking talk about shit. It's been great. The only thing that makes me angry is that somebody just mentioned some Imperial chocolate strawberry stout. God damn it, I want that.
I think it's what we're drinking right now.
We're drinking that right now. It's
literally
fantastic.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that.
If I can get another can of it, I will try to bring it. But we're not going to come up for another couple months. But I will definitely try to. To try to get something in the works.
If you want me to sit on it, Tony, I'm a sitter. I'll sit on that.
You
shit
have one?
No. Well, if you have a can of it, you'd be like, Ben, give me the can. I'll be like,
well, listen, Rotunda.
So you could be like the safe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rotunda does. Rotunda
yeah.
does like us, and maybe if we said, "Hey, Rotunda, we're going to take some of your beers up to New York
and
for
do
another
a show
for some brew," and I think Rotunda would work with us.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do their barley wine, that like 20-ounce can, like it was like
Jesus Christ.
ginormous.
I'll tell you what, man. Like we started
16 ounces of barley wine.
We started this over a year ago.
Wow.
We're on
fucked
year
up.
2 for this. We just hit episode 50, and we're at the point now where not only doing episodes, but we're getting invited to Brewfest. We're getting invited to breweries.
and we're hitting our stride at this point.
Oh, no
in a
shit.
way.
Yeah, it's somewhat like we literally, if this Corona thing wasn't going on, we had a brewery scheduled to go
man.
to tomorrow. We had a
Yeah.
brewery tomorrow. We
Yeah.
have a brewery. We don't have a brewery next Sunday, but we have 3 breweries next month. Like the reason we're not coming to you guys sooner is because we have like 6 breweries who booked us to come to their places.
No
And-
joke, like
Yeah.
you know, for how we're scheduled,
That's
it's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
and not
But-
only breweries are hitting us up, but like our local bars who sell craft beers are hitting us up to be like, hey, come do an episode at our bar. Like we have a lot of really cool things we're in the works of doing.
That's sick, dude. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah,
we don't dick around.
We're
Dan.
grinding. We're
We
grinding.
don't dick around.
But one thing I do request is when
I
we
love
come up
that.
there, I want
That's
some.
awesome.
I want some of your mac and cheese I've been hearing about.
mac and cheese, and the trailer park
You want the
surprise.
Uncle Dan's Mega Mac and Cheese, huh?
Yeah, I'm
And then
just-
trailer
You want
park
Trailer Park
surprise.
I could make that work. I can make that
I can't
happen.
cook to save my
You
life,
know,
but every time you guys talk about
excited
food, I'm
too,
like,
right?
I want to try all that.
We could bring Kilbasi.
Oh yeah, we'll bring kielbasi up.
I know.
Kielbasi
Tony,
and pierogies.
I know
Pierogi.
Tony's like
Like real pierogi.
Yeah.
But just
I know
like-
that- oh.
I mean, Mrs. T's is great, but
I know Tony's like
Homemade.
230 pounds. I'm like 195, like slim, but like I'll fucking eat that mac and cheese, no problem, no
Listen,
questions
Ben
asked.
works out every day, but he still has a belly.
Man,
Don't let him.
Those are some rookie fucking
wow,
numbers. boy.
that was a jab right there.
Yeah, Ben's all fucking beach muscles. If like
Yeah.
Ben's,
Yeah, beach
listen,
muscles.
Ben's
yeah.
all arms. He fucking doesn't work out his legs. Doesn't work out his belly. That's all. No
Yeah.
chest. He has no chest. I don't even work out. I have more chest than Ben.
Hey, I can get a fucking 455 deadlift. That's all that fucking matters.
Because all you are is biceps.
Wait,
it's not
no,
all
that's-
that. It's a whole body workout, though.
I disagree.
I don't know if you can actually do a 450.
I
think we
could
should
do
have an episode.
455. There's a legit Andy Header. I work out with Andy Header.
Here we go. Sorry, Dan.
Let's see it.
And no joke, he
Yeah,
actually,
it's all good.
if you talk to Andy Header, be like, can Ben hit a 455?
Deadlift.
Yeah, I can hit
Frog
it.
splash.
I
All
can
right,
hit it.
we'll let you go here, Dan. and then
Ben, how old are you?
31.
That's
Oh
fine.
fuck me.
Dan, thank you so much for calling in, man. We really look forward to hanging out with you guys.
Never
you guys
mind.
are fucking
I can't
awesome.
even compete.
No, thanks for having me.
I got a
Everything
fucking
worked out
decade on you.
All right, see you, bud.
See you later, Dan.
Jesus.
Have a good one.
All right, later.
All right, Josh, send me a message here quick. We'll get you on.
All right.
Fuck yeah,
Are
man.
you gonna go pee quick?
Yeah, I gotta find the pisserine.
Upstairs to the right.
Let's make this an unlucky 13. Let's just go one more beer.
No.
One more beer?
No.
Come on.
We still have this one we have to crack.
Yeah, but what?
And we're 2
Why don't we-
hours and 45 minutes in. And we have one more call.
We gotta do one.
You're already smoked. 12 beers is enough.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want you sleeping on my couch till 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'll be okay.
All right.
Got a lot going on.
What's
there.
up, Mazzy Maz? What's going on, buddy? All right, here we go. The last member of It's Just Beer podcast calling in right now. All right, does he have an English bulldog? Is that what I'm looking at right now? Do you have
Hello there.
What's up, Josh? You have an English bully?
I have 2 Frenchies.
Oh, that's a French bulldog. I just see half his face in your profile picture here.
Oh yeah, he's a little beefsteak.
Can you bring him to Dan's house?
I could.
All right.
Oh,
No, he's a good
damn.
boy. He's our deaf dog, but he's very, very smart.
I love doggos. That's my favorite animal in the world. I'll pet a snake, but I want to see your dogs.
Yeah, legit though. Like before I started hanging out with Dan, I was in your boat. I was terrified of snakes, and then I started hanging out with him, and he'd bust out his snakes, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then after a couple of years, I was just like, "All right, whatever. These things are just chilling."
Yeah, I mean, if I get bit, as long as I know that if I get bit, I don't have to run to the hospital or someone has to suck my penis to get the venom out. I just don't want to do that.
That's Uncle Dan's thing.
No. Yeah, when he pulls out the venomous snakes, I definitely I back up and I'm
Oh,
like,
100%.
yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But he
I
usually
watch
doesn't pull out the venomous.
I watch snake videos on YouTube all the time. Like all the time. Because it's one of those things that I'm curious about, but I won't fucking do it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Yeah, like
for me, it's like that. They're very still and just kind of slow moving, and it's that fast strike. It's that startling like jump at you. That's what gets me. Like I imagine, like when you get bit, it probably doesn't hurt too bad. I know Dan's been bit thousands of times, and he doesn't really react to it or whatever. But it's that quick striking thing that really gets me.
Like he owns an anaconda. That's like there's a horror movie named Anaconda. That's not cool.
There sure is. John Voight, Ice Cube.
Yeah, J Lo.
Come on, man.
My wife's
that movie was.
My wife's obsessed with J Lo.
She really?
Yeah, I think if J Lo was in the room and J Lo was all about it, it would turn into the movie Hustlers real quick in here.
Hey, I mean, it could be worse chicks for your girl to be into.
She also likes Cardi B, but we'll let that one go.
Oh man, my fiance does too, and I don't really understand it.
Yeah, listen, when my wife hears like hip hop music, she turns into a different human.
Don't we all?
Yeah, she just starts.
Don't we all?
That's not even her life. It's just she just goes for it. So when
I've heard you talk about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. What do you guys? Here's my question for you, because you seem to be the brains behind the operation here. What do you record on?
Oh, barely. We use the Zoom H6.
H6,
which is relatively new to us. Yeah.
That's what I use. That is. We use that as our travel board. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our whole setup. We just plug right into the H6 and rock and roll.
So I don't know if you're still physically watching the chat, but what I'll do real quick is this is what we're using. This is our setup right here. So if you're watching on the podcast on YouTube later on, you won't see this. But if you're on Facebook, this is our board we use now. This is the Zoom Live Track 8. So that's what we use currently.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. I'll bring it with us. I mean, it can do the same thing your thing is doing, but we'll have some fun with it.
Yeah,
you
we
could do the signature Ben Craig, like womp womp womp.
Yeah, we could add buttons and stuff. It'll be fun. But yeah, so I think a lot, like your show's quality is really good. Like I messaged you, I said the only thing I would say is just maybe get your mics a little closer. And we just lost the stream.
We're off stream.
We just lost live stream. Let me restart this real quick.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Hold on.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun when shit goes wrong?
Yeah, this is why we don't live stream. It's too unpredictable. That's why I just do it on right when we're recording right now. I have my other camera going, so it's not. So later on, when I put this episode on YouTube, it's all going to be there. But YouTube.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I have a question for you. Have you ever showed up anywhere or had guests come over and you had you forgot something that was crucial to recording?
Apollo 88.
No, I didn't forget anything.
No, not. It was really crucial for Apollo 88, but it was due to the fact that YouTube fucked up.
Yeah, so in the beginning, all of our episodes were so pretty much the only show that wasn't live was interviews with everyday people, because sometimes people were telling stories that were a little personal. I would not make those live, because my goal was if someone's going to come on and tell a really personal story, like they went through something, I didn't want them to also have the additional pressure to be like, hey, you're live on Facebook while you're telling your deepest, darkest secrets. So I just wouldn't do that on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Bangin Beers, Not Cool in High School, and Tornado Tag were all live on Facebook. But what we're going through right now, where the stream kits out every 30 seconds, we stopped doing that for that reason. I don't think I've ever showed up on a location where I was unprepared. When I first, a little background, when I started this podcast, I kind of went into it knowing that I was going to do more than one, because I had a lot of group of friends who were really passionate about different things, and I wanted to get people who were really into things, but they wouldn't have to go out of their way to do research to find out about those things to make it unnatural. So what I did is I had a really big collection of pop vinyls, like those little toys.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of those.
Yeah, so I had a lot of those. I mean, a lot. And I sold hundreds of them. And pretty much all the equipment you're seeing right now is me selling all of my collectibles to get where we are right now.
Nice. That's badass.
No,
you guys have a really good setup.
Yeah, I'm very inspired by Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith wanted to follow his dreams, and he's like, you know what? I'm really into this, but do I really want it? If I'm willing to put it in now, and this is not, when I say this is not a knock to anyone on my team, but no one on my team I've never asked anyone on my team to put a dime towards any of the equipment they're using. I never ask anyone to show up an hour early and help me set everything up. I do it all myself. Now, when it comes to this show,
badass.
When it comes to this show, Ben and Andy and Jason have put in money of their own to bring beers to the show to contribute towards content.
Right.
People have put money in to bring, like, not cool in high school, we do like snacks, like the new Pringles are out or the new Oreo is out, and people have paid money out of their pocket for us to try.
Gotta have
content.
flavor, man.
Yeah. So, but when it comes to all the equipment you're seeing, and this is not a knock to anyone that's on the table, but we do live in a time where people, you know, if someone's, I mean, I've had to remove people from the show that just weren't fitting. But at the end of the day, if I turn around and say, "Hey Ben, I need you to pay for 2 microphones," and then I say, "You know what? He's not really fitting the show. I need to remove him." He's not going to turn around and say, "Well, I'm leaving. I'm taking my 2 mics with me." Everything on the table.
Right,
no one can take their ball and go home on me. You know what I mean?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I
I
don't want
think
people
that's a
that
good
work
move.
with. I don't want people who work with me think that they're irreplaceable. Because if I make you a regular person on the table, I do have faith in you to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but stuff happens. You know,
Yeah.
life gets in the way.
And
so.
it's not easy to get 5 or 6 people around the table that all mesh together to do a show and be as natural as I think we do it. It's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's a very similar kind of situation with us too. Is a lot of things that you're saying ring true with us as well, and we find ourselves, you know, breaking the 3-hour mark, and we're like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah, this
I
one
can't believe
definitely.
we just hit 3 hours.
We started this one saying this was going to be a long one because we are live on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's not like we're going out and partying and doing all kinds of
Yeah, we can't
crazy
go
shit out
anywhere.
there. So
Yeah.
We're stuck here. We're stuck
Yep.
in Frackville, man.
So while we're here right now, Rich Girl, what would you give it?
Holy fuck, Ben! That was like 3 beers ago.
I think it was the last. It was,
No, that was the last.
that was the
beer.
last
no,
beer.
we're
actually.
on beautiful. All right, Rich Girl.
Well, a beer ago. It's not
Oh,
that
it's
bad.
beer girl. Yeah, you're right.
all right,
it's not that bad.
real quick, while we have a guest on the phone, you're reviewing beers.
Yeah, why not? We're trying to keep it
You're
consistent.
right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Rich,
that's fair.
Rich Girl, as a barley wine, I'm not into it. I'll give it a 2.25.
Holy balls, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I love
do you
it.
like barley wines in general, or
I don't-
just that one's not that good?
Not
I don't
really
know.
focused on barley wines.
Yeah. So here,
I try and do. I try and elaborate on different styles, so on and so forth.
Hammered.
What we really are doing, we do IPAs, sours, stouts, single, double, triples, imperials. So
You
on
can't
and so
hear
forth.
Josh. Can you hear Josh now?
I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
I hope so. Someone,
I heard
Dan,
Dan.
said,
No,
Dan,
it's
Dan just said
Dan.
you can't hear. So here's the thing. As a barley wine, I don't know that style of beer. It doesn't taste horrible, but it tastes exact. All right. So when it comes to the can,
Exactly what it should be, right?
It tastes exactly like it should be. But that also doesn't mean I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like, it tastes like
Right.
maple. It tastes like bacon, and that's not 2 things I want in a liquid form.
Okay.
You know how people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
man.
bacon
It's-
candy, like, oh my god, bacon's so good. You could put it on bacon candy or bacon covered ants.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not
Right,
gonna eat
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
I get it.
not
I
for
get
me.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am.
that's why I think it's very unfair to say like beers are good or bad, because we're all different. We all like different stuff, you know. And there's so many different beers of so many different styles that unless you try them all, you can't really safely say that you know, I don't like all IPAs or I don't like all stouts, because you haven't had all of them.
100%.
You've only had a handful that you really weren't
Yeah.
a fan of.
That's true, but there's different styles of beer that fall into like basically like a general category. How a certain beer should taste, and if you're a brewer and you're saying, "Hey, let's just say, like, for instance, this should be a German Pilsner, right?" And you and you come off and it's not crisp. It's not. It doesn't have
this pizza boy
Oop.
was supposed to taste like an Indian pale ale, and it tasted like a pilsner.
like a Pils.
To me. Yeah,
Yeah,
to me.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, yeah.
And I don't think you have to be actually like, into craft beer to acknowledge that. hey, I don't like IPAs, so I'm not going to drink this beer. Like, for instance, my father, he just drinks lagers, and that's what he drinks, So I give him an IPA, and he couldn't tell me if it's good or bad, or, basically he says, well, what he tells me is, this fucking sucks. It tastes like fucking grapefruit. Get it out of my house.
I love grapefruit.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I. But
agree.
my father hates it. However, but he's a lager guy, right? He likes lager style beers, So Berwick Brewery, their Berwick Lager is actually his favorite craft beer.
Dude, we need to bring him to fucking Liquid Noise. Their lager is so good.
Yeah. It's a good lager. Yeah.
So, the point is like
for me, I don't like stouts. So it's hard.
Right. You don't like stouts.
I don't rake stouts on tap because it's not my favorite stout. Now,
I'm not fair to the brewery or the brewer.
Yeah, and I don't want to shit on a brew. Like Josh, do you brew?
Yeah.
Where do you brew out of?
Well, until this whole virus thing happened, I was brewing at Keegan Ales, which is a brewery in Kingston. And so what do you... Is that what you were asking, like, where I brew out of?
Yeah,
or
right.
Like,
when you sent us a care
Okay.
package, is any of your beers in that care package?
No, I didn't send any of my beers because I was going to wait until you guys get up here, and I didn't make any of, like, their I guess, staple beers. One of my best friends growing up, Brett, he's actually the head brewer there. He makes all the regular stuff there, and I mostly homebrew, but I was actually able to make my own beer with my own recipe and everything like that a couple weeks ago. And they finally put it on tap, and people really liked it, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're saying you're really low on the Facebook chat, but on our levels here, you're just as high. You're actually higher than we are, so I'm not sure what's going on. It might be Facebook.
We're getting Zuckerberg.
Whatever.
If there's a style of beer you like to make, what would it be?
Good question.
I love sours and I love stouts.
Ooh.
Now, how high do you rank Hudson Valley on your sour list?
Oh, they're god tier for sure.
God tier.
So I'm making sure that I'm on the right level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, as someone who I'm relatively new to the craft scene as well. It's only been a couple years for me, but Hudson Valley makes some of the best just beers in general that I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's like Ben was saying earlier, when they say something's in there, you get it. And that's a big thing for me is because I've had so many beers that were like, oh, it's so-and-so beer, it has this in it. I'm like, well, I don't get any of that. So when somebody nails it on the head and tells me that they put the kitchen sink in there and I taste the kitchen sink, then I'm all about it.
I would definitely say one of their absolute best sours. It was a double sour farmhouse. It had some citrus and like elderflower into it, and
Their
was
peach
like
one was really good.
by far the best like sour that they've ever put out. Because like when I went to the release, like people were like, holy shit, like this, like we're afraid to get this beer. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm actually going to go all in because that's how I typically am. I go all in with my decision. And ironically enough, like it paid off 100%. I still have cans of it yet then too. So I have like at least 3 cans of it yet in my fridge. So there's a good reason why I kept it.
It's hard, man, with all the craft beers that come out these days. Like, I feel like I have to pick my battles with every release that's been coming out and shit. It's like, man, I really have to decide what I'm going to go to.
Give me a moment.
Because it's every week, man. Like, some brewery somewhere is putting some crazy shit out, and you're like, I really just got to decide what I actually want, because I'm sure it's going to be good, but is it really what I want to spend my time and money on at this point?
What are some breweries in the New York area for you that are just like on your radar that you really enjoy? So for people that listen from Pennsylvania, when we go up to if we were to go to New York, where should we hit up?
Well, I think you already know, like Hudson Valley, Equilibrium, Sloop. I don't know if you guys have had anything from Sloop. Suarez, I think, would be a really good brewery to go to because they make some of the best like lagers and relatively, I guess you would call simple, but they're really not simple. They're actually the hardest beers to make and make well. And as someone who doesn't really like the style that much, they make beers that I thoroughly enjoy and appreciate.
The lagers. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're
a lot of people
they're
in this,
amazing.
a lot of people in this area will shit on our local brewery, which is Yingling,
Right.
and say like, "Oh, this is fucking disgusting." But like, if you take that lager anywhere to people in like Germany or like out of the country, they really enjoy it.
It's a very good lager.
Yeah,
Like the lagering process is done pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
At Yingling.
I remember I was in Long Beach Island, Long Beach Island, New York, where my dad used to work.
Right.
And there was a girl there from France, and she was like, "I love lager beers," and I was like, "Holy shit, we have
Here you go.
Yingling lager here." And she tried it, and she goes, "This is one of the best lagers I've ever had."
Right.
But because we live in this area, and that's what's been put into us since we're fucking any age of underage drinking. Don't do this at home.
Yeah.
People definitely they shit on the local brewery, which is Yingling, which is technically America's oldest brewery, and it's still a craft beer. It's just
I mean, it's all subjective, anyways. It's like
Yeah.
if you really enjoy it, you really enjoy it. If you don't, then why are you gonna shit on it? Like,
yeah, like if you
who cares?
if you walked into a bar in Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh or anywhere and said, "Can I have a lager?" They're gonna hand you a Yingling.
You're getting a Yingling.
yeah.
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 I remember. So like, I'm a little bit older. You know.
Doesn't matter, Spiv.
Doesn't matter.
Spiv.
But here's the thing.
yeah, man. It's
So
all
like
good.
1997, right? Spring break. We went down to just fucking Ocean City,
Is
Maryland.
Carson Daly there?
He might have been.
Carson Daly was still a kid. Like he wasn't even doing that shit. It was what's his name that did MTV News.
Wow.
Oh, Kurt Loder.
Kurt Loder.
Kurt Loder.
Right. Yeah.
You
So
were
that's,
the guy.
that's like my generation, right?
Shout
So I'm
out.
like,
You knew
like-
you knew Kurt Cobain before he killed himself.
I did.
Whoa.
You're right. Yeah. So
Personally?
we would go to Maryland, right? And you couldn't get Yingling Lager. Yingling Lager was not available in like
Which is crazy because that's like the whole East Coast now.
yeah, right. And beyond. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
through Tennessee, West Virginia.
That's about as far
yeah,
as it goes. Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah.
When it goes
You-
inward, yeah.
you can get it. So I don't know. 97. Like I'm terrible at math. What the fuck is that? Like 30 fucking 25 years? I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I'm awful too.
But we'll just say like let's give it a good 20 years,
Yeah.
okay? And now lager is available from Maine to Florida.
They have a brewery in Florida. Yeah,
They have a
Around
brewery
the
in
world.
Florida.
Round.
You
it's
know,
fucking huge in Pittsburgh.
yeah,
Huge in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's a
Pittsburgh-
reason
and
for
Pittsburgh
that
has
though.
a
It's
lot
not
of breweries.
It's not because it's shitty.
right.
yeah.
But people around here say like, oh, it's shit beer.
Oh yeah, people in this area hate.
They
it.
fucking hate on it.
Yeah,
It's
they call it.
Yeah, but if you eat the same meal, over and over again for 20 years, eventually you're going to be like, oh, I don't want that
But
anymore.
realistically, the same people who don't like Yingling Lager drink Coors Light and Miller Lite in the bar all night.
All night. Yeah.
Ugh.
And eat
Yeah,
hot dogs.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
They don't. So
although
it's,
I do love hot dogs.
I do. It's really like in this area for us to have over 1,000 viewers in our local area that all love craft beer. It's not easy to do because this area. It's like it's a coal region, so it's just people who've been dead set on $1.25 beers, and they'll walk into a bar
Forever.
and put a $20 bill in the bar and drink all night long,
and
then
drink 20 beers.
and drink 20 beers, and then for like that's not even a joke. Like in our area, you can go and get a fucking Miller Lite for $1.25 a draft.
Yeah.
In New York, that's
Yeah,
unheard
damn.
of. Yeah.
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 So when you ask
Yeah.
someone in our area to buy a Trogs or a Miller Lite or like a Yingling, and it's $2.75 a draft or $3, they're like, no fucking chance, and they won't even try it. So for us to
Hey,
even
man,
have
that's some people's thing, though.
yeah, so for us to even have an audience in this area for a craft, we're super
Unreal.
grateful. Yeah, like we're trying to put it out there. Like when we try certain beers, we're like, all right, listen, this beer here is not for us.
Right.
But this beer may be a good introduction beer for you to try this craft
Yeah.
beer. Like that's what we try
Yeah,
to do.
I think that's perfect. That's definitely the way you got to go about it. Is just because, there's something out there for everybody. People always used to tell me, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like IPAs," and I'm like, "I don't believe you. I just think that there's certain IPAs you don't like, and you should really try different styles of IPAs, and
Yeah.
you might find something that you really like,
Yeah.
or you don't, and then I'm an asshole."
Yeah,
No,
my
that's-
dad
that's
my dad
totally
hated IPAs for a long time, and now he's a big fan of them.
I think we really exposed him to great IPAs.
I mean,
though.
realistically, if you watch our
Singles,
show,
doubles,
if you're
triples.
into our show and you
Wow.
come and you sit at this table, it's 9 times out of 10 when we have a lineup of beers, you're going to get 75% IPAs and maybe one stout or a sour.
That's because a lot of breweries just brew IPAs.
Yeah.
And they might have an okay off style of beer.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Pilsner, a sour, a Goza, whatever.
I have a hard time with stout just because of the coffee, the roast.
Right.
The coffee,
And overall, we really I really try and cater to get out of that IPA, sour, stout rut that most people are exposed to. I try and go again, the barley wine. Barley wine.
We had more stouts on the show tonight than ever before.
And all
I'm a big stout guy.
No joke. I really try and go out and about and I really liked Melted Spectrum for how they did some wacky beer styles then too, and I was just you guys would actually make a perfect fit, and even with Liquid Noise, when I brought up they had a whole chart overall with what beers that they had. I'm oh my god, you guys would be perfect. If you're putting those off styles.
I was really impressed with Liquid Noise.
Yeah, they were solid, and
Place looked amazing.
I 100% will actually bring that to the It's Just Beer.
If we can get a canned or
podcast.
bottled or something, yeah.
I think they'll do it for us no matter what. I think they'll be pretty.
I think
good
it's just
to
a cool
us.
idea for us to bring what we like as breweries from Pennsylvania to New York, and then have what they like in New York give it to us.
Yeah, and they're just
when you hit me up with that idea, I was on board with that. That's such a great idea. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
And what I sent you then too, that's just out of cracking bread.
Did you get them yet?
Bread.
The beers that we sent?
Yeah. Yes.
We do have
Yes,
more.
I did.
We do have more gifts for you as well when we come up. We'll give them to you when we get there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think you guys will like them too. So
should we tell them?
No,
that's totally up to you.
No way.
Ben ordered you some of our merch, so we have some T-shirts coming up. We got you the Beer Hub logo, so you got some Bangin' Beers
that's
Hub
beautiful.
logos. Yeah,
That's
so we got
beautiful.
some T-shirts.
You guys will love them. You'd be like, holy fuck.
When we get our shit together, you already know you guys will be getting it. So
yeah,
I'm working on that right now.
I have a quick question. Yeah, Dude's Teespring, it's awesome.
Sure.
Here's my last question for you before we let you go here. Who does your intro music?
Okay. That is a band called I Am the Avalanche. That's someone that Mr. Byer knows. I guess he's friends with their singer, and he hit them up and be like, hey, can we use your song? And they were like, yeah, dude, go for it. So
Really? So that wasn't made for your show?
No, it's kind of perfect though, right?
It fits perfectly, yeah.
Yeah, it really does. I was kind of wondering.
I heard
that
it,
too.
and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, so we kind of do
Yeah,
the
it
same thing.
definitely
We
was good.
rotate. We haven't done it yet for Bangin' Beers podcast, but we rotate our bands. So what we do is we find local bands who we think fit the style of the show, and then we use their music for maybe 10 or 15 episodes, and then we rotate a new band in. So we try to show local bands that love.
Nice. That's fucking beautiful, man. I love it. What is the one that you use now? I want to say Faith in Exile?
Yep, Faith in Exile.
That's it.
So
You got it.
Cool.
Andy, who drinks on our show with us, he's actually the second guitar. Or no, is he? Yes, second guitarist of that band. Yeah, the guy who looks like the guy from Panic at the Disco, Andy. Brandon Urie.
I don't.
Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually watched. I only listened, and I used to just listen while I was at work.
When we do the
So I'd be,
T-shirts, he's the guy that looks like Brandon Urie in the T-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
You have one last thing?
And so one last thing, I found that beer. It's Solace, because there's people are asking about. Solace was the double sour farmhouse, and that had raw wheat malted oat, milk sugar, elderflower, and orange peel.
Yep.
That
Actually,
was
Dan,
the dark horse of all
Dan
fucking beers.
said Solace a long time ago.
Solil. That was
Solil in
the
chat.
single hop pineapple
Solil.
IPA.
Yeah.
And that was the one that you were like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the song is actually
Wow.
called "This One" by me and by I. Sorry, it's called "This One's on Me," and it's by I Am the Avalanche.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I like that. It was
That's
like a typical pop pop punk band.
I'll tell you what, man. No,
It was awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We really look forward to coming and working with you.
Oh shit!
Well, I wouldn't say they're pop.
Yeah, man.
rock.
No, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have more fun than I think we plan on having.
Yeah,
Oh dear Lord, we're gonna.
and I
stay
know
up
we're
all night.
very far away from
And
each
drink
other,
all
but
day.
even going live tonight, and
It's not that far. It's not
and
that far.
It's like a 2-3 hour drive
Yeah, that's not that bad.
for me. I don't drive that far every day.
I don't either.
It's not bad for me, but I'd rather stay over and just.
It's like going to Philly. Like,
You want to stay over because you can't handle more than 4 beers without getting fucking sloshed.
We're gonna get fucking hammered.
You should
there.
see him right now. His eyes are glazed over like a donut.
I disagree. I think
Well,
I think it looks like a fucking unicorn right now.
He looks like someone who's gonna be on my
We'll
council
play
tomorrow.
by ear.
Yeah.
We'll play by ear. I think you guys are going to have a good time, and maybe that might change after we get done.
Listen, if I get drunk to the point where I have to sleep over, I'm not going to feel comfortable sleeping in a house with that many reptiles.
Oh, it's fine. They're all locked up. They're locked up. There's,
If I wake up and there's
Uncle Ben
someone-
is very hospitable.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. You guys are fantastic, and we'll wrap it up here with you, and then we'll review our last beer. But once again, guys, go out and check It's Just Beer podcast out.
Fun guys.
They're fucking awesome. You listen
We
to
rotated of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
On the live stream.
check them out. They're fucking great.
Dan, one more
Yeah,
question,
I
Dan.
felt a little
Josh.
lame being the last one. Oh,
Josh, one more question.
yeah.
What's your go-to beer? Go-to, like, I need six to go. And this is what
Oh
I'm
man,
drink-
you're fucking pressuring them now.
I know, right? Well,
All right. So I know the answer. I know the answer already. Because
Okay.
it's the only thing that really makes sense to me as far as, like, you don't want to spend a lot of money
right.
and you want something that's super solid, old faithful, old trusty. It's Nitro Milk Stout from Left Hand Brewing Co. out of Longmont, Colorado. 6%.
Ooh, wow.
It's a milk
That's-
stout. Tony, I know that's not your jam, but
No.
That's a solid choice.
The
Super
then.
nitro will
smooth.
call it
I
the
hear you.
roast.
How are the beers from Sloop? That's the episode I just listened to. Is the guys from Sloop on? How are their beers?
I want to try Sloop.
dude, they're amazing, man. They're amazing. I can't say enough good things about them. Harrison, he's one of the head brewers there. He's one of my good friends, and he's such a sweet, gentle baby boy, and we love him so much. And their beers are great.
Oh my god!
There's a reference behind that too.
So we may have a
Oh, no.
special guest come on the show that we may have booked while we're with you guys as well.
Oh,
and you may or may not be okay with that, but that's a whole collaboration.
So we
in general.
pretty much messaged him, and we've been in contact with him on Facebook. And then he heard that we're coming to see you guys, and he said, when you guys come up, let him know, and if you guys are cool with it, he'll come.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Harrison, he's like,
No,
he's honestly,
it's not Harrison.
Should I
he's our
mention
fourth
him?
member. Oh, it's not Harrison?
No,
No.
Beerman D.
Beerman D wants to come to the show.
I don't think I know who that is. That might be a friend of Mr. Byers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's Mr. Byers.
He's a
friend.
guy on
Yeah.
Instagram who just has insane amount of beers. He has over 2,000 followers. He kills it, and he's up in the New York area.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, he's a good
I'm
dude.
sure
No?
Mr. Yeah, cool. I'm down for whatever. We're, as you can tell if you listen to the show, we're pretty chill. We don't really, we don't really care about much. We kind of just go with the flow,
Yeah.
Hey, we're kind of like the vampires of the night when we entertain people or we invite people. Be like, hey, is it okay that he comes in?
Yeah,
And so on and so
Beerman
forth.
D just sent me a whole bunch of stickers in the mail, so I just sent him a T-shirt and a bunch of stickers as well. I had to outdo him.
Right. Yes. That's a
Nice.
skook way, though.
Badass.
Very hospitable.
Yeah. But
Now,
Josh, thank you once again so much, man. We really look forward to coming up to New York and
Definitely. Hopefully, this
And hanging out with
fucking
you.
pandemic nonsense blows over.
yeah.
Yeah. I just want to shout out a couple more breweries because you asked
Absolutely.
me some go-to brewers when you
Go
came out
for
here.
it.
I
Go for
remembered
it.
some as we were talking. Catskill Brewing, they're out of Livingston Manor, New York. Westkill Brewing out of Westkill, New York. Naptime Brewery, we've actually had their brewmaster Alex on before. He's a fucking awesome dude. Their beers are amazing.
I like the name.
And
Naptime.
Two Villains Brewing. They're both in Rockland County in Nyack. So that's kind of like where the Palisades Mall is.
Did we have a Two Villains beer?
No,
That sounds really familiar.
I feel like Two Villains like reminds me of like vaudevillains from NXT from wrestling.
Well, I met those dudes at a a brewery festival like a couple months ago, and they were really awesome. I've been in contact with them. We're going to have them on at some point soon, and their beers were great too. One of the best I had at the festival. But
awesome, man. Well,
yeah, that's.
We really appreciate you guys plugging us on your show, and we'll continue to do the same thing. Once again, your show is definitely on our radar. We listen to it every week. I am an episode behind, but I will catch up with that now that I'm laid off work because of this virus. But
dude, me too.
Yeah, we'll continue to make content as long as you guys do, and we got your back, and you're part of this podcast family with us and this beer community.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Same to you guys. We love you. We love you all.
Take it easy, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
Right.
Good night, everybody.
Later.
Josh.
Josh.
All right. So last beer.
Whatever. I called Josh Dan 3 times.
That's all right.
In the same fucking conversation.
We are 12 beers
Fuck
in.
me.
All right. So this is the last beer of the day. This is Rotunda. This is. I'm going to be honest.
Anvil IPA.
Anvil IPA.
Anvil IPA.
It's good.
Spive drank all his beer.
It's good. It didn't blow me away.
Really?
But also,
super
my
dry.
palate is fucked.
Right. So as a last beer,
it's a last beer. It's the warmest of all the beers because we've been talking for a long time. So that definitely goes into consideration. Let me get one
stouts,
last.
barley wines, multiple different styles of beer.
No, forget we don't really deal with barley wines too much. That was like one barley wine overall.
I'll go 3.25.
3.25.
Because that ends up being dry then after.
Yeah.
After
I don't hate it.
Dry.
Now, I did have
right.
the Ultimate Sin by them, and that IPA was fucking fantastic.
Oh, Rotunda's Ultimate Sin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you give this?
So you're right. It's not quite that level.
Yeah.
So on the Spive scale, like, basically, will I drink it? Yes. Is it good? And will I buy more of it? Yes.
If that was on the shelf compared to other like some of their other beers, so if I had Anvil on the shelf and then you had 3 of their Sweet Tart beers, I'm going Sweet Tart over Anvil all day long.
Okay.
But if that was Ultimate Sin, I would go the Ultimate Sin over the Sweet Tart.
Over anything.
Actually. I think Rotunda nails sweet, like the fruit flavored beers better than anybody.
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way then too.
They're super good.
Would you do like something like
And
just
clean.
a drinkable? Just like drinkable, like you can like throw back no matter what.
If I was at a bar, the only thing available was Anvil, I would drink it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Makes
100%.
sense.
I don't
Okay.
hate it. I don't
Of
hate it.
course. No. I'm
but
just
compared
saying.
to their other lineup, that would definitely go under the radar.
Yeah. Because we know that Rotunda is more diverse when it comes to their styles. Like they do barley wines, they do sours, they do IPAs.
I don't know that I've actually had a bad beer by Rotunda.
No, I never had one I didn't like. I mean, I had their stout that I liked. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have a full glass of it. Because I'm just not that.
You're not a stout guy.
And
that's fine.
That strawberry came out more in that stout than any other stout I ever had that had chocolate strawberry.
Right. So
I see where you're
speaks
coming
actually
from with that.
that actually
too.
speaks volumes coming from a guy who really doesn't differentiate.
So realistically,
stout flavor.
And I really don't know if they ever listen, but if Rotunda's listening, I hope they do. And this is dead honest truth. Right now, breweries in Pennsylvania is having a contest, and they're doing the March Madness brackets of beers, and it came down to New Trail versus Rotunda.
Yeah,
and Rotunda is dominating, but my vote went to Rotunda. No, my vote went to Rotunda.
Oh, yeah?
Only because I feel Rotunda can make...
last week, right?
Yeah, I feel Rotunda can make a more wide spectrum of different beers better than New Trail can. I think New Trail makes great IPAs, but Rotunda has showed me they can make stouts, they can make seltzers, they can make sweet beers, they can make sours, and they can make IPAs.
And they can make like the frozen drinks then too.
I haven't had one of those, but...
They're awesome,
So
by the way.
I'm not sure what the... Oh, man. It's a New Trail Stout. I want to say it's Corvus, but I feel like that's their
I had it. I didn't
Schwarzbier.
like it.
Is it the Schwarzbier?
Yeah. I had the Corvus. You're right.
Yeah, so that's...
beer.
Yeah, that's not it then.
It starts with a C. It's a purple and bluish can.
They have 2 that are purple and blue.
That's the one I bought at the keg stand in Monte City. I didn't like it.
Was it smoked?
It was a stout. I didn't like it.
Oh.
Anything smoked for me is
and we even had their Irish. We even had their Irish ale, and it was good. but it wasn't better than
the Flannery's or whatever.
But it wasn't my favorite.
It was like a 3.25. Like if you want to break the monotony with it, but I would certainly say like if they're doing their own thing, I'm like, like
holy fuck, dude, we're almost 3.5 hours in.
That's a huge episode.
Huge episode.
Roll with
like,
that.
We're gonna close up here soon. So
yeah, we gotta
roll up your thoughts here.
I think it's a good beer. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like I'm gonna drink it again and I'll buy it again.
Yeah.
So that's what I base my 4s off of.
All right, Ben.
3.5. Just because like. I mean, we had some good IPAs here. Kind of got like.
I'm gonna be honest.
A bit.
I had to go back and rewatch the episode. I didn't do any check-ins because I was watching the chat, so I have to go back.
I got you guys all logged in.
Yeah, but I don't remember what I did with every beer. So if you had to pick,
so I stopped actually logging. So
if you had to pick, this is why I suck it in tap because I'm more focused on the content, not the check-in. What's your beer of the night?
It's gonna be some high risk.
Ben, your beer of the night.
So
that guy.
There's two Aslans.
This Aslan.
So that one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
I mean, the barley wine was an outstanding barley wine.
Can I go next?
Go for it.
My beer of the night.
No, not that guy.
Impact Wrench. Triple.
Oh. You're right. You know what?
Wow.
You changing?
Am I allowed to change?
Sure.
Can I change?
I'll let you change.
Is that legal?
I'll let you change.
Because I'm going to pull the Aslan back, and I'm actually going to go Impact Wrench as well.
So already that's beer of the night because it's a 3-man show. Do you agree or disagree?
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
All right.
That's a solid consensus winner between 3 people. Yeah.
Yeah, you were right. You liked it.
Beer?
I did too. Like 10%. It for how long it sat. It's March whenever, way past.
But it's
3
a triple,
months.
so I mean, it gets a little bit more longevity than a single hop beer. Or whatever.
It was a solid drinker. It was.
So
all right,
no questions asked.
We'll start with you.
Amazing
Ben.
beer.
Second place,
Rich Girl Aslan barley wine.
I'm already gonna tell you right now. I disagree with you.
Well,
no, put it here. Put it here for now.
We go like in chess pieces.
All right.
Okay. Chess pieces.
All right.
So pawns. My
number 2 of the night. It's definitely not Mountain. Mountain's definitely not that.
No, that's 0.
I would go Pizza Boy. No, sorry. I would go Dayman.
The Aslan.
The Aslan.
The Aslan was really good.
Yeah.
That was originally going to be my first choice, but I forgot about it.
Since you changed it, you are allowed to vote for it again.
Yeah, so that would be it. So that's number 2.
So Dayman
for
is
sure.
number 2. So yeah. Ben, you cannot vote for that again because you voted for number 2. Your number 3 beer of the night.
It would have been Dayman.
It would have been, but it was.
It
would
have been, but if he said like once and done, I'd go with the Galaxy Glob.
The Glob.
Ooh, I forgot about that one. That's a good sneaker.
Right. That was a good beer, actually. That was a really good beer.
I'm torn between Galaxy Glob and the Double Dry Hop by Pizza Boy.
Oh.
Who's this by?
That's Aslan.
Aslan.
Unfortunately, I'm going to choose the barley wine.
Barley wines too?
Yeah. That's.
I don't want to be that guy to make a 3-way tie, so I'm going to go with the Glob. That'll be our 3 of the night.
Okay.
So number 1 will be Impact Wrench. Number 2 will be the Aslan Beer Company
Champion of the Sun.
And number 3 will be Imprint Glob. So Aslan, where's Aslan out of?
Herndon, Virginia.
So we have a New York beer number 1, a Virginia beer number 2, and a PA beer with Imprint at number 3. That's going to be our Bangin Beers podcast. Thank you guys so much for everyone who tuned in and watched on Facebook and dealt with the stream closing and shutting down and coming back up.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone who's listening now later on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to buy any merchandise, check us out on Facebook and hit that Shop Now button and use code THANKYOU for 20% off. That only lasts for another couple of days. It helps us out with our goals because when you do on Teespring, you have so many goals you have to hit to unlock new items so you can make them as your merch page.
Yep.
So if you guys do that, that would be greatly appreciated. I understand that, times are tough right now with what's going on with our country, our world. Sorry, not even our country, our world. But this was so much fun, man. I wish we can do more this live stream, but with my computer, it doesn't work.
We'll work on that. We'll figure that out.
That's where our merch store comes in. We can buy a better
We're
laptop.
crushing cans, and we're going to fucking put it to Tony's computer.
Yeah.
We'll get some tech. We'll get some tech.
But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys from It's Just Beer Podcast for calling in.
Yeah,
thank you, Jen, for calling
all
in.
All 3 members, as a matter of fact.
All 3
did.
members.
Yes,
so go check out
awesome.
It's Just Beer Podcast. Check out Bangin Beer's podcast.
Awesome.
And that'll do it for IWEP Network and Bangin Beer's podcast.
Have a good night.
Here's some Faith in Exile. Let's get out of here.
Yes.